Members that we love, that we love, because I like to keep this tradition going. Right. So this is a toast to family.
To family.
The Black Cleaner. Nate's Odyssey. Traveling while black. Real stories. No filters. Follow the journey. Across the world we've roam, searching for peace while trying to build a home. Through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth, the Black Cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. Follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. From Panama nights to Cartagena views, trying to understand life from a different point of view. Conversations get deep when the camera's cut on. Talking purpose, pain, and trying to stay strong. Traveling while black in a world full of judgment. Trying to find freedom while escaping the dysfunction. Some people chasing money, some searching for healing. Others just trying to understand what they really feeling. Nate's Odyssey, every episode authentic. Talking real life lessons, people scared to mention. Relationships changing, friendship fading slow. Trying to find your purpose while still learning to grow. Follow the journey. Across the world we roam, searching for peace while trying to build a home. Through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth, the Black Cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. No, follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. Messy love Mondays and them late night talks. Money mindset streams while we question our thoughts. Building abroad but discovering yourself. Learning real freedom ain't just wealth. Black fatigue conversations hit different at night. Trying to carry pressure while still chasing the light. Every live stream feel like therapy sessions, helping people navigate pain and direction. No fake flexing, just honest reflections. Travel stories mixed with life confessions. The beauty and struggle of the global economy, trying to elevate beyond survival mentally. If you ever felt lost, if you ever needed change, if you ever questioned life, this journey might feel the same. Follow the journey. Across the world we roam, searching for peace while trying to build a home. Trying to build through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth. The Black Cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. Follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. Travel, culture, relationships, reinvention. The Black Cleaner. Follow the journey.
People think men go overseas chasing women, cheaper living, or escape. But sometimes a man starts over because the life he tried to build at home collapsed emotionally. Before Panama, before the passport, before the books, before Real Talk with Nate, there was Boston. There was family. There was sacrifice. There was betrayal. There was survival. Tonight, we're unpacking family betrayal, provider exhaustion, emotional burnout, rebuilding after collapse, fatherhood and fractured family dynamics, why some men reinvent themselves overseas, the difference between survival mode and legacy mode, and why some men still choose love, family, and purpose despite disappointment. This isn't a passport bro flex conversation. This is a real conversation about pain, reinvention, masculinity, legacy, and healing. Travel didn't create me. Travel healed parts of me. The Black Cleaner presents Real Talk with Nate, Real Talk with Nate, Passport Bros, Blex Panama, found in translation, Memoirs of a Narcissist, Black Men, Travel Culture, Legacy, Masculinity, Healing, Expat Life, Brotherhood, Family, Reinvention.
Yo, happy Monday. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? It is I, the Black Cleaner, and you welcome to the Black Cleaner Presents Real Talk with Nate. I'm here with my co-host.
Cool King, aka Showtime, aka Mr. LCA. Lights, camera, action. Let's go.
What's going on, fam? How's your weekend? I know you was out there watching the game. It was funny because when you was on shout out to vacation time with Ryan. We was on you was on his live, but before you got on his live, he was all like, "Yo, Black Cleaner, you know anything about basketball?" I'm like, "Nah." He's all like, "Yo, you watching the finals?" I'm like, "Nope." I was like,
Right.
"But I'm in my mind, I'm like, damn, I wish my cousin was here." And then all of a sudden you pop on, and I'm like, "Yeah, see that you need to talk some basketball with this character right here." So how's
Asking,
that going with you?
hey, when you send me them links, cuz, for me to show up, I got you. I'm gonna show up.
Mm-hmm. So how's the game going? Who you rooting for?
Um, I'm kind of neutral with
Mm-hmm.
this, but I like the fact that the Spurs are in it. They're a young team. They ain't been in it in years.
Okay.
And I also can appreciate the Knicks, which is a Boston rival for years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up in the air, man. I really don't have no who I'm going to pick, but I wouldn't mind. Damn, I can't believe I'm gonna say it. I wouldn't mind seeing the Knicks take it, bro, because they closer. They on the East Coast, so I got to root for the East Coast team. You know what I'm talking about?
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, even though they gonna clown if they do take the chip, they gonna be all over acting a fool.
Yeah, because that's how them. Oh man, you can't tell a New York Knicks fan shit about Knicks when it comes to them Knicks.
You think they sticking their chests out now? Oh man, let them get the chip.
Right. We
I'm
ain't
from
gonna hear the end
Brooklyn.
of it. We're not
Brooklyn
gonna never
Zoo.
hear the end of it, yo.
It's definitely gonna be a zoo out there.
I
But
mean, I
yeah,
might
shout out to the Knicks.
if you see a couple people backstage, that's on my end. So I don't know if they
Oh,
wanna come up yet, but or if they're even backstage yet, or they're watching. But we might have some people backstage tonight, cause
okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so but anywho, I guess you all saw what the subject is. It's kind of hard because I remember when Keem wanted to have the mommy issues Monday, and now we back to messy love Monday. That's really what this is. This is just messy loves Monday again. You know what I'm saying?
right,
It's the
right,
first
right.
of the
That's what
month.
I was thinking when you hit me with it.
Yeah. So I'm just, but it hits home with me this time because we're gonna peel back another layer, and we're gonna be talking about why a lot of men do start over overseas. Um, and it's a way for me to be able to tell the story or tell my truth. Normally I don't come on here with no script at all. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. I'm just coming from the top of the dome because really what's going on with this is we speaking truth. That's really what it is. So I'm over here speaking my truth. So hold on one second. We can get into the
When you
proceedings
speak your,
real quick. Hold on one second.
when you speak your truths, 9 times out of 10, you're speaking from the heart.
Exactly. And that's really what it is. I'm just speaking from the heart. And reality is this, man. Hold on. why did I decide to do this today? The reason is because my daughter graduated last week, and it brought some memories back.
Salute to Elijah.
Salute to my daughter, Elijah. You know what I'm saying? She finally graduated from high school to be able to do big things. And, we finished the spring for time now. Stuff that went on when I was in the States. I really don't. I wrote a whole book about my previous relationship, the relationship that I had before I was dealing with my baby mother. I mean, after I was dealing with my baby's mother, right? But I never talked about the situation that went on between me and my baby's mother because, I felt that I would be able to bounce back from that with the new relationship. And I kind of did because, I was able to get what I thought would have been a better situation and build and reinvent myself in that better situation. And in some ways I did, you know what I'm saying? Because the person that I was before I got out of the military and after I got out of the military, you could see the elevation, you could see the evolving, but the core of the situation is that, I'm my mother's child and I'm my father's child, okay? And shout out to, where I grew up, in Mattapan, but my father also lived in, I call it Roxbury. Anything past Grove Hall is Roxbury to me, even though the area code might be, Dorchester. But once you start going past Grove Hall, go down Warren Street towards Latin Academy, towards the old Martin Luther King Boulevard, that's Roxbury to me. That's the birth.
What was that?
So my
Quincy
father
Street?
lived in that area.
That was Quincy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Good old Quincy Street. So
if you be, then you can base what he's talking about as far as parameters of what you would consider Roxbury and Dorchester,
See, Dorchester to me is, once you get past Morton Street and, that whole Franklin Field, Franklin Hill, Esmond, Talbot Ave, Codman Square. To me, that's Dorchester. The Pan is Mattapan Square River.
Right.
It's going up to Almont Park, and then once you get to what's it called? Once you get to Morning Star Baptist Church, shout out to the church where I grew up at. Actually, my grandmother was one of the founding members of that church. So that's Mattapan to me. But as I said, you go past that Morton Street, that you start in Dorchester, and then once you get past Grove Hall, that's Roxbury. I don't know what it is for everybody else, but to me, that's how I knew it. Mattapan, Dorchester, Roxbury. Those are the hoods in Boston where all of the black folks live at. But I'm segueing. Let me get back to my point. My father has always prided himself in helping people out. You know what I'm saying? He had a big house. He had 4 bedrooms and a bedroom in the attic. So the two things that he was always able or been blessed to do was provide somebody a room. He'd always give them that room up in the attic and provide them with a job, because he's like, all right, well, you got to pay me rent. And you can't live up in my attic for free, and I already know you ain't got no job, so I got a uniform shirt for you, so you can come out here and kill these roaches with me, and this is how you be able to make that money to pay for this room I'm giving you.
Right.
So that's how my father has always gotten down. You know what I'm saying? He's always been able to do that. So with me, since I've seen that growing up. He helped many people in the family, and then some strangers, and some strangers were even able to go on and do good things, like shout out to Rogers Pest Control. He was one of the people that actually was working with my father before he struck out and got his own pest control company that's doing well in Boston. And then there's David Bowden. I don't even know what David's pest control company was, but he didn't even know about pest control until my father, and my brother, those two people, taught him the game with pest control. And anything about learning a hustle or learning some game, because this too, Keem. I mean, a lot of times the only game or the only hustle that people will give you to be able to get on your feet, especially like when you get out of jail or whatever, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to give you a package and tell you to, get it how you live it. But that leads you down a dark road. You know what I'm saying? So for my father to be able to say, all right, well, I'm going to give you a different package. Here's this, this spray tank.
Right.
A building with some goddamn roaches in it. Go get it how you live it, man.
I've been there with Pop, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I remember I remember he was telling me, or you told me when you got out of Job Corps, whatever, you don't work with him a couple of times to go do the buildings at Orchard Park projects.
Facts.
So yeah, as I said, the same thing with my mom's. We had Meadow Bank. She did. If you watched the lives previous to this, where I was talking about how her younger sister was on Section 8. So evidently she didn't have the credit to be able to purchase the house or put her name on the house and be a partner with my mom's. But guess what? My mom's was like, yo, you my sister, so I'm going, help you out anyway. We still going to be partners in this thing. You know what I'm saying? She was able to come up and get a good job where she was able to get the credit and the money to be able to buy the house. But she was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to help people. I'm not here to, get mine and then get that same type of mentality. Well, I got mine. I'm out. Deuces. Right. Time for you to go get yours and just leave everybody behind. No. My father didn't do that, and my mother didn't do that. They always tried to reach down and help the people who was trying to get on their feet. You know what I'm saying? So that's in me. That has always been in me. So where am I going with this? As I said, my daughter graduated from high school. Of course I sent her out a congratulations. And then, I was getting all of this flack and this heat, like I ain't never been there for her, even though I've only been out of the country for going on a little over 2.5 years. All right. So prior to me leaving the country, okay, I was in Boston. Even though me and your moms was estranged, I still did my part and helped out. Of course, you a teenager, so I'm not gonna be over here trying to be no what they call helicopter dad and be all up in your business and stuff. And no, I'm a let you do you, let you learn, because experience in life is the best teacher. You know what I'm saying? I can't teach you no better than what life can teach you. All I can do is prevent you from making the mistakes that's gonna cost you, your life, or cost you your freedom. So that's what I do. I just set up, and I've been doing that ever since she was younger. Because I remember back in the days when I was living in this house, that I bought in Atlanta, and that's where we gonna get to. I'm getting to that point with my family that I live with in this house. If you looked in the little short which was explaining about the story, you was able to see the house. That was the house that I purchased in Atlanta, the big house. And, I had my family with me, my younger brother, my daughter's mother, my older cousin, his girl. So it was like, me and all of these people living in this house together. And they wanted me to be, and just to give you an example, okay, they wanted me to constantly be on my daughter. Like, the house had stairs. My daughter was like 1, 2 years old, and they're like, yo, you need to be preventing your daughter from going down the stairs. And I'm like, what I need to prevent my daughter from going down the stairs for? Watch. And then I showed them. I'm like, watch her. My daughter's little 2-year-old self, she knew how to climb the stairs, but she also knew how to scoop down the stairs, on her butt to be able to get to the bottom of the stairs. I'm like, yo, she's good. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to, be over here watching her, preventing her from making those type of mistakes. She's gonna learn, how to navigate this stuff on her own. Now, I'm not gonna keep her around sharp objects and objects that's dangerous to her. That if she makes one mistake, it's gonna cost her life. What's going to happen if she falls down the stairs? She's going to, like Eddie Murphy. Help me, Lord. Please help me, Lord. Jesus Christ, help me, Lord.
Right. Hopefully she don't break nothing, but, she be all right.
Exactly. There's been plenty of times I done fell down the stairs and had a couple of knots on my head. Just got some ice and a Band-Aid, and, 2 weeks later, I was back to normal. So, that's what life toughens you up that way. But they was over there like, nah, you need to be able to coddle her. No, I don't do that. So I know she was expecting me to do that because that's a lot of things where she has within herself, because she's always said, oh, you wasn't there for me. I've always been there for you. As I said, my job as a dad is to make sure you don't make the big mistakes. But also, I want you to be able to have fun and learn in life, because that's how I learned. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was really, really coddling me when I was growing up. Nobody was coddling you, Keen, when you was growing up. You know what I'm saying? No. They tell you, go outside and play. Come back when the street lights come on. And you go out and figure it out. They don't even know where you going. you taking the bus all the way from Columbia Point, all the way from Brockton, all the way to Boston. That's, how old were you when you started doing that?
Probably like 7, 8, between 6 and 8.
You see what I'm saying? We on here taking the bus at 7, 8 years old, going to the movies, going downtown, Lafayette Place, the corner mall, When we
those
that age.
To do that at that age, man, times changed as we grew, but it was safe to do that. It wasn't weird back then with pedophiles and shit like that.
I mean, as we talked about this on the previous live, they did have their dangers. I mean, the Corbett Street, all these different little gangs was coming up, the Jamaican Posse, all the little gangs with the hats, the Intervale. You remember all of them little gangs that used to come up that we used to be afraid of. We didn't want to go in the wrong territory because, we could get robbed or we could get jumped or whatever. So, I mean, and there was, the pedophiles, but it wasn't as profound as it is now. But we still had to learn how to be able to manage ourselves out in these streets, So getting back to the story, because she was saying that I was never there for her, and her mother was out here posting, different pictures and stuff, it started bringing back all of these memories about me, because I'm hearing, all of these stories or, bad, what's the word? I'm hearing the gossip about me. And when I'm hearing this gossip, like, all these people is talking about me like I done did something wrong, I'm like, yo, hold up. I was ready to be like, what's his name? Jay-Z. You was talking about how I be doing subliminals like Jay-Z. So I was ready to be on that Jay-Z freestyle. You seen that Jay-Z freestyle yet? That he did at the Roots picnic this weekend or whatever?
Yeah, I watched his whole performance earlier today at the Roots picnic.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
And I did hear that.
Say it again.
I did hear his freestyle.
Okay. Yeah, I like that freestyle. It was kind of deep.
It was. What? That's just, Jay-Z being Jay-Z in a moment that he captures some shit. Well
Uh-huh.
done. Very well done. A lot of people are just like out there talking shit, rashing his hair, yada yada. But you got to give that man his respect as far as the hip hop game goes.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it for those who didn't see it. Because it runs pertinent to what I was talking about.
So
Am I looking strange in this damn camera right now? Yes, I probably am.
nah, we
Sorry.
can't see
I know
you.
I'm blind. Huh?
Hold up, we can't actually see you at the moment, Black
Oh,
Lena.
good. Good. So, for those who didn't see the Jay-Z, let me see if I can pull it up.
Gentrify your own hood, but these people do
Oh,
it.
nah, that's not the
Claim
one I
eminent
want.
domain and have your people moving.
That ain't it. Where is it at? Could y'all hear that?
Research it. Put in
No, I said, could you hear it?
yeah.
Could you hear it?
The volume was good.
Daddy's turning 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. Every one of them playing these silly games. That 1-800 ambulance chaser would have wished one came. But 911 is a joke. Public enemy #1, I've been ranked. The rock's not crumbling. The leprechauns have magically run out of pranks. Your son on a federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is? Another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blame. Niggas' teeth is tumbling out their mouth and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a murder mystery game. You had to catch Cal and dunk it. Was you who pumped this? I'm the one who strummed the pain. That hill you can die on. There's way too much flack that comes from those planes. I'm killing them softly. What's understood don't need to be explained. You want it one way, it's the other. I still on you suckers, I'm all of you niggas gang. I ain't much for me, it's no how. Cancel the brunches, I remember the hunger pain. The price of the bricks going up. It's gonna cost you a fee to even say my name.
That's how I was feeling. I'm like, what? Y'all talking about me?
You ever heard of a wonder kid? My children is some of them. Have you niggas no shame? Y'all trying to get underskin? I really get underskin. Ask unharmed player. Y'all thugs with y'all thumbs again. Everybody think they're the ones insane. You're no maniac. Watch y'all saniac in my presence, nigga shrink. I need a new therapist. This shit is not working. I'm truly on the brink. Y'all better not encourage him. Y'all don't want me to think these thoughts that I think. That nut-ass nigga still stuttering. And Chatty Patty down on his luck again. Quest introduced me to Jaguar. I don't know why I still fuck with him.
But y'all
Is this
get
shit
what I'm
before I
saying.
clear my
Y'all get
name?
what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. So the point of the matter was, when I heard the gossip, and I'm like, yo, I didn't do nothing wrong to any of these cats that's talking about me. If anything, what I'm saying, I tried to help them, and all of them have done wrong to me. And I was ready to get on the live because I was talking to Cousin Keen, and Cousin Keen, we was ready to get on here and just go at him. And I was like, nah, but I already had a topic. We was talking about colorism that Monday. So he was all like, nah, just talk about it the following Monday. Let's make this the topic. This Messy Love Monday, it's coming up. It's the first of the month. We could talk about it then. So, so I had time to be able to chill and relax, you know what I'm saying, and reflect. And because I had time to chill and reflect on it, I was, instead of me coming out and hit them with the heat and giving them the work, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, something, that ain't me. That's not who I am. That's not in my character. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that dude who's over here ready to give people the heat. Matter of fact, I'm in paradise right now. You know what I'm saying? So why the hell do I need to be over here mad, trying to get at, some people who don't like me that I tried to help. The best thing that I can do, as Jay-Z said, is not build with you. That takes a lot of discipline. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm over here and I'm trying to do something different. And that's where we're getting into today's topic. Starting over, why a lot of people start over overseas. And the reason I'm speaking on it is because I got a story to tell, like Biggie said. You know what I'm saying? Are you there, cuz? I'm just trying to
I'm
make
here.
sure that you can see. All right. So
You hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Mic check,
So
mic.
got it. So yeah, I'm gonna tell a little bit of my story. I'm not gonna air all the business out in the street because really, it doesn't. None of that stuff needs to be aired out. Okay. The only thing what you all need to get from it is the lesson. Okay, because that's what I got from it. I got the
Agreed.
lesson, and I'm just gonna share the lesson that I got. But for you to be able to understand the lesson, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of what went on. You know, now as I said, 2000, I get out of the military, trying to get on my feet. I started to went back to school, went to Johnson and Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island. I did one semester.
Shout J
But
Dub.
exactly, JW. But being in your 20s and also having that military experience, the college life is a little bit different. It's slow because when you go to the military, it's OJT. You're getting paid, you're getting on the job training, you're getting that experience. So to go to college after that, and now you're dealing with a whole different lane. I didn't like the lane, you know what I'm saying? And also too, what really happened was Johnson and Wales, their registrar, didn't tell me I was supposed to go sign up for my military benefits. They actually just put me through their little line of student loans and had me sign up for student loans, which wasn't enough for me to go to finish my paying for my semester. So at the end of the semester, they was like, "Yo, you still owe money," and I'm like, "Yo, I'm prior military. My GI Bill's supposed to pay for all of this." But instead of saying, "Oh, well, let me send you to the VA counselor so you could, sign up and get your GI benefits to be paying for your classes," niggas kicked me out. They was all like, "Yo, well, call us when we'll call you when your GI benefits kick in," and that was it. So I was just like, all right, cool, no problem. So I ended up just going to get a job. Got a job at the call center, working at Cell One, which turned out to be, what was that? Verizon. That's what it's called now. And I was working at the call center. And then the moment that I got my first apartment, I lost that job. Now I got to learn how to get it on my own. Now, luckily, I had a big brother, the same big brother who, gave me the game before I went into the military about, yo, there's only two ways out the game. It's either going to be dead or in jail. You can go out there and kill them and you can be successful. But guess what? Now you're going to have to deal with some jail time. Or they're going to kill you. One of the two. So I took his advice. I went to the military. Now I'm out. I'm a little bit wiser now. Got a little bit more experience. But the one experience I don't have is learning how to hustle. My brother, he had a city job working for the city of Boston as a health inspector, but he was also a hustler. My father taught him the pest control game, so he had a little side hustle. He would go out and do the bars at night. All of the bars on Lansdowne Street, and he had a couple of daycare centers that he would do. So And those, he would go and do those, and he'd make like $200-300 each customer that he had. So dude, on top of his check that he was making, $800-900 a week, now he would go do these accounts that he had, and that's another $9,000, a week that he had on top of that. But I'm coming out my behind, all I know is military, and all I know is pest control. And all I know is how to be an employee. Go out, fill out applications, pass in resumes, get a job. That's all I know how to do. So I wasn't able to get a job. And for like 6 months, I'm sitting in my new apartment, afraid that I'm gonna get evicted. And my brother, every day after work, and sometimes even during work, he would come over to the house and he'd see me sitting in the apartment. And he'd be like, yo, how you doing? Did you eat? And of course, he knew I didn't eat. So you're like, all right, let's go to lunch. And he would take me to lunch, and fill my belly. Or he'd take me to dinner, one of the two. And while we were sitting at lunch or sitting at dinner, we'd chop it up. He'd give me, some game. He'd like, yo, in order for you to get out here and, get money, you got to create yourself a job. You got to have a skill that solve somebody's problem. That's the only way you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough I was able to get this city job, but I don't rely on the city job. It's funny because he lost the city job because he was too pro-black. They didn't like him up in there. So they found a way to get him out of the city union job, but he reinvented himself. We ended up coming up with a car wash, a mobile car wash.
Yeah,
and he was actually suing he actually sued the city because they got him out unfairly. So what he did was he took some of that money that he got, and he was able to go build himself a car wash machine. And we was all up and down Boston, washing cars mobily and making money doing that, and still doing pest control. And then finally, I ended up taking the test to get my pest control license. So once I got my my applicator's license, now I was able to qualify to go work for an actual pest control company. So I was working for Orkin at the time. I worked for Orkin for, I believe, about 2 years.
I remember that too.
And then during that time of me working with Orkin, I ended up meeting somebody, which was my daughter's mother. She just graduated high school, and she was hard on her luck because she's like, all right, I just graduated high school. What am I going to do now? She's, we met at a Motel 6. I put that out there. And actually, she was trying to talk to my brother, my younger brother. Because my brother, he was on her, hard. But he gave her my phone number because he didn't have a phone. So, and he did have a phone, but my father was paying the bill. And my father was like, yo, I'm not paying your bill no more. You ain't doing right. You can't, remember that character in Bokeem Woodbine in Life, the movie? Remember his name? The mute?
Can't get right.
Exactly. So my brother was Mr. Can't Get Right over here, My father's like, yo, dude, I mean, I've been carrying you, all the way up. You like 17 now. You done got, you dropped out of high school. You done went to Job Corps, got kicked out of Job Corps. What you gonna do with yourself, man? You need to grow up. You need to learn how to get it on your own. So he's like, yo, instead of, paying for your, I'm not paying for your phone bill no more. You need to go get a job and learn how to get your stuff on your own. So he didn't have a phone. So when he got, homegirl's number, he gave her my phone number. The girl was on hard times. All right. So of course, she's 19 years old. She living with her mama. And what they call that, housing, and her mother's waiting for housing to come. So really, they're displaced right now, but they're waiting for the housing. and the place that they were staying at was overcrowded because it wasn't just her mom's, it was her sister, it was her mother's boyfriend, her brother. All of them was staying up in this one spot. So she's calling my phone looking for my brother. Is your brother around? You know, my brother's with my father because he don't like being out where I'm at, because I was not in Boston. I'm out in the suburbs. So of course where I'm at is quiet. You know, how did you say it, Keen? If I showed you where I lived, remember that, Keen? Exactly. If I showed you where I lived, you think I was hiding, because I was close enough to the hood to where I could get there and enjoy myself, but far enough where the hood couldn't get to me. Shout out to Braintree. That's where I was staying at, out in Braintree, the South Shore. So, but
that was,
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I'm living in Braintree in Boston by myself. I'm seeing this girl's situation, and I got my mom's in me. I got my pops in me. You know what I'm saying? I have an opportunity here where, okay, I got this apartment. I'm not doing anything with it. You over here in this overcrowded situation. So, but you after my brother though, you know what I'm saying? And I know you want some money. So the first thing I do is what I always do. I'm like, okay, what are you out here? You calling my brother? What do you want? She's like, I'm just tired of being in this spot. You know, it's just too many people. It's aggravating. I'm like, all right, well, he ain't around. Do you want to come over to get away? She's like, yeah, please. All right. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. I go down to see her. Now the funny thing was this. The day that I go down and see her, okay, I tell her to meet at the Pancake House. That's where me and my brother and my father, that's where we was all at, where we saw her. We was at the Pancake House right there on that Route 3, right across from Hilltop Steakhouse and Kmart, all of that plaza area. People in Boston, they know what I'm talking about. So, the same day I go to meet her, my brother, my father, and my younger brother, they all show up like clockwork. I don't know what happened. So I'm up in the pancake, they all up in the Pancake House just chilling. And I'm like, ah, man, my brother's here. I already know as soon as he sees homegirl, he gonna be on her. So I'm over here really trying to talk, but you know, go outside, but she ends up coming inside. So as soon as she comes inside, my brother sees her, she sees my brother. I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. That's that. So instead of my brother now leaving with my father to go home, now he want to come over my house.
Right, he want to come fuck with you.
Exactly. Hey, bro, how you doing, man? So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So everybody leaves the Pancake House. My father goes home. My brother, the girl, and my older brother, we all go to my house. All of them got, you know, ideas for this chick in their head, okay? My brother over here, he got on his Goldie hat, AKA, you know, Bishop Don Juan hat, like, yeah, so how we gonna make money with this broad? And of course, my younger brother, he's over here like, yo, well, it don't matter what you do after, as long as I get to hit it first. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember I saw her first. So whatever y'all do, I got first dibs. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I just played it, you know, as cousin Keem used to always tell me, just fall back, PYP, play your position. So that's all I did. I just, you know, played my position, see how the cards lay. Because I'm like, yo, whatever she chooses, okay, if she chooses them, well, then she gonna go with them. And that be that. and the funny thing was, Keen actually came over that day because I ended up getting in a car accident and he had to take me to the chiropractor to sign up so that I could get the chiropractor. So I ended up leaving with Keen, and my brother ends up leaving. He's like, yo, this shit is corny. My older brother, he's like, yo, this is corny. I got things to do. that she ain't about nothing. So he leaves. So I end up leaving, going with Keem. So the only people that's there is my brother and homegirl. So I'm like, all right, so if I come up in here and, shit's going down, well, she as they say, she chose.
Chose.
So I come back up in there, nothing really went down. So Keem ends up leaving. Homegirl still here. It's getting late. I'm like talking to my brother. I'm like, yo, it's late. Where you going? He's like, I ain't going nowhere. So I'm like to the girl, I'm like, yo, you going back to your hotel? It's late. I'll take you back to the back to your parents. And she's all like, no, I don't want to go. So I'm like, all right, cool. So she ends up staying the night and sleeping out with my brother. So the next morning, my father comes to pick up my brother, because actually that was his last night in Boston. Him and my father, they get in the car and they end up going down to Atlanta. So I'm talking to my brother. I'm like, yo, so did you get a chance? What happened? How was it? He's all like, man, she was over there flaking on me. She wasn't trying to let me do nothing with her. So I'm like, oh, okay. So you tried to smash, but she ain't let you smash. All right, cool. So he ends up leaving with my father, and she's still at my house. And I'm like, yo, you ready to go? You've been here overnight. I know your parents is worried about you. She's like, no, I want to stay here. So I'm like, all right. So we end up going to the movies. We ended up going to see Drumline. That was our first movie. And then we end up coming back to the house, because I'm like, yo, it's once again. In the Navy, let me say this. So in the Navy, we got these dress blues. And in the dress blues, there's 13 buttons on the front. And our what they call that in the Navy, they say that's 13 chances to say no. So if you got on your dress blues and a chick is tries to play that, oh yeah, it wasn't consensual. It wasn't whatever. It wasn't consensual. You just show them your pants. Be like, yo, you know how difficult it is for me to get out of these pants? I gotta unbutton all 13 of these buttons for me to get out of these pants. So I gave you 13 chances to say no.
Talk about it.
My point being, I done gave this girl so many chances to say no, and she still wanted to stay over. So she came back over to the crib, and long story short, where my brother didn't succeed, I succeeded. So evidently the chick wasn't done.
She chose.
She chose. But I mean, let's keep it real. We already know why she chose. Let's get it there. You know what I'm saying?
Stability.
Thank you. Stability. She saw the stability over here. She didn't see any stability with my brother. Fast forward, you know what I'm saying?
If someone is struggling and want to, put themselves in a better place, and you're welcoming, that's who you are. I'm not mad at her choice.
Mm-hmm. So, so that's the story. That's the founding story. How I met your mother, if anybody's watching. Later down the line, we end up acting. And the funny thing was, I was still messing with chicks in Japan during this whole time. But of course, they're in Japan. They're 14 hours by plane. I would still talk to them on the phone, because really I wasn't trying to wife her, because I got a chick in Japan who's getting to the bag. And anytime that I was in trouble, she was my cushion. She was the person that I would be able to fall back on, even in Japan. You know what I'm saying? My car broke down. I can't turn to homegirl, because homegirl ain't got no money. But when my car broke down and it cost me $800 or whatever in order to get my car fixed, homegirl Western Union me $800 so I could get my car fixed, get back on my feet.
Mm.
Salute to you, Moto. I'm just gonna give you a shout out because you was that if there was anybody that I should have, made an honest woman, made a wife, it should have been her because ever since I was with her, she looked out for me. But my pro-blackness didn't want me to be with an Asian woman first. I always said that if I want to be with somebody, I want to be with somebody black and do that with and have the black family. Go ahead,
Do
cuz.
you feel like because how your family felt about, you're younger dealing with white girls and to a present time, now you're dealing with Chinese women and not bringing in black
Japanese. Don't get it correct.
I'm sorry, no disrespect.
Japanese chick will freaking. They don't like Chinese people. The Chinese people is the. I'll just say this is the rival to Japanese. So you Korean, you can get away with that. Chinese, you call a Japanese chick Chinese, it's war.
All right, no disrespect to nobody, but my question to you is: do you think your family had influence on your choice of women? And you just said that you let one get away. Was that due to family influence?
It wasn't my family influence because my family, they loved Moto.
Yeah, I remember Moto. Hello, Moto.
Everybody loved her, you know what I'm saying? But her family, because her mother didn't didn't approve of her marrying a gaijin, which means a foreigner. And if she was going to marry a gaijin, let it be white, because of course everybody believes in that white savior, So
okay, so
now you're going to marry this kurombo. That's their word for nigga in Japanese, kurombo.
Well, there was still some type of family influence, but it wasn't on your side.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I'll say this: the only thing that my family didn't like about Moto was that Moto was 8 years older than me. I remember when my auntie and all of them came to Japan, right? And once again, Moto was looking out because I was trying to find a spot for them to be at while they was in Japan. And Moto was moving closer to, to be closer to me. So she ended up finding an apartment close to the military base where I lived at. And but she still didn't move out of her apartment, which was in Tokyo. So I was telling her, I was like, yo, all of these apartments is like $700-800, for me to stay there. She was all like, well, you ain't got to do that. I can just go stay at my apartment and your family can come and stay at the apartment close to the base. So she actually gave up her apartment so that Auntie Linda and Levita and Mel and Belinda and all of them could stay in Japan. And she didn't charge them anything. They stayed there for free. Now I don't know if they gave her any appreciation money or anything, but they stayed there. And ever since then, as I said, because even during that time, I'm out there being, playboy in Japan. So I had many chicks that I was messing around with, but she was the only one that stepped up and, looked out for my family. So when she did that, I cut all them chicks loose. I was all like, she the winner right here. Winner, chicken dinner,
Right.
So, because she looked out for my family. But when she showed up in the apartment and they was like, oh, how old are you? And I'm 20, at that time, I'm 22. No, I was 21 at that time. I'm 21. And they're like, she's like, oh, I'm 29. And they looked at me like, what are you doing with this old broad? all of my cousins and my aunt, all of them the face that they had it looked like I had 8 heads the way they was looking at me.
Yeah, that's kind of
But
fucked up, bro.
I mean, but that's how it is. They're like, yo, this girl taking advantage of you. But I mean, as I said, they warmed up to her, because they're staying in her apartment. They're going out with her. When I'm at work, she's taking them out, showing them around. She's looking out, cooking for them, doing what they do. So,
So,
and let me put this add on there. Till this day, trying to find me another moto. And I guess that's what it is right now. But my point is, all right, Japan instilled a lot of those, what's the word? A lot of those good morals in me, because that's where I became a man. From 18 all the way up to 22, I was living in Japan. So I was away from that whole social Darwinistic survival of the fittest, competing for the crowd mentality that you have when you're in the States. I was in the East. I'm in where everybody cooperates. I'm around people that look out. When I go to when I'm going to take these girls out on a date to dinner or whatever, when the bill comes, they pulling out their wallet, and you're like, what?
right.
Nah. Your money's no good here. I got this. And then, of course, there was some times where, dudes would take advantage of that. Oh, you pulling your wallet out? Okay. Big baller. I remember one time. I wish Pete.
Let's spin
my
the block.
Boy Pete. Hold on. I'm getting my story. I ain't spinning the block. I got to speak my truth.
All right, but were you finished with the first story?
Nah, we're trying to paint the picture so that people understand who I am at the core.
All right, so go ahead, tell your shit.
So anyway,
right.
But I'm gonna segue real quick. Shout out to my boy Pete from Louisiana. So I'm playing wingman with him. I'm out on his date because I'm waiting to go meet up with my girl. So he's out on a date. She takes us to this little cafeteria. And so, as I said, he's on the date. The chick pulls out her money and starts to pay for him. And I got my own food. And I was going to just pay for myself because I can pay for myself. I got money. So homegirl's like, you want me to pay for you? So my boy Pete, he all nudges me like, yo, what you being a fool for? Let this girl pay for the food, man. So she pays for all of our food. And we sitting there eating whatever. A week later, she calls the ship, mad at Pete, like, you're not a real man. I had to forego lunch this week because I done paid for all of you guys' food. So my boy Pete is like, yo, ain't nobody put a gun to your head to tell you to pay for my food.
Sure.
So, but I felt bad. I hope I wanted to see her again so I could, return the favor. But Pete, he didn't give a damn. He was like, nigga, yo, I'm getting them any rich way that I can. I'm taking advantage of the situation. So, but my point to that being is that's the nature of Japan. And that was instilled in me. So when I come back home to Boston, I'm coming back home wanting to do the same thing. The lessons that I learned in Japan, on top of the lessons that I learned from my mother and father of being, the provider and trying to help our people. That's what I was doing. So here I am, pretty much see this girl, she's on hard times. Here's my opportunity to be able to do that. But also, at the same time, too, we're both down and struggling. So I'm not looking for somebody who's already on top. I'm looking for somebody who I can rise with. So I'm thinking
Really?
to myself, well, here's a girl right here. She's on ground zero. I'm on ground zero, or I'm at least on ground one or two. So let's, we could do this together. And she's a sister, so we could do this together. And in the beginning, it was kind of working out that way. You know, she ended up getting a job at the movies. She ended up getting a job at what was it, the Disney store, at the mall. So she's bringing money in. I got my business, well, actually, no, yeah, because I stopped working for Orkin and I started working my own pest control company, but it was still in its beginning. Then we were together for about 4 or 5 years. Now there was some ups and downs in there because people are people, and we ain't gonna go into that because we gotta. It's a long story. So I'm just gonna say she ends up getting pregnant. And during that time, because I was prior military, one of the benefits that I had, and also being a disabled vet, was that I qualified for Section 8. Well, actually, it wasn't even that I qualified for Section 8. It was the apartment that I was living in Braintree. Okay. How it went was this. The market rent was $1,300 during that time. And this is 2001. No, it was 2000 because 9/11 happened in 2000, right? Yeah, so I got my apartment in 2000. But it was a subsidized apartment, so they went by my income. And since I was working at the cell phone place, they only took like a third of my income. So my apartment was only $600 a month. Anyway, they were able to get the housing authority in their city. And because they wanted to repay back the loan, the apartment complex did, they made everybody sign up for Section 8. And because I was also prior military, that allowed me to be one of the people to qualify for Section 8. So now all of a sudden my rent went from $600 to $65. But if I go get a job, they take the Section 8 away, because now I can qualify to pay for myself. So it was like, man, there goes that trick bag that everybody always be talking about, where they'll give you the benefits provided that the father is not in the home. So it was the same thing for me. Provided that I don't step up and be a man and do for myself, I get the benefits. The moment that I step up and try to do it on my own, they're like, well, you don't need it, nigga, go do it. But because of the amount of money that I was making, because I was only making like $13 an hour, $14 an hour during that time, that wasn't enough to be able to pay for a $1,300 apartment. So it was like, all right, well, shoot, I just stay on Section 8 and, do what everybody else does. That's what my brother was saying. It was like, shit, render under Caesar what's under Caesar. You can act, now you have an opportunity to start your own business. And that's what I did. I started my own business.
Make money under the table.
Money under the table, exactly. But, I mean, it wasn't like I was making big money. It was only enough to where I was making probably the same amount of money that I would be making had I worked for the company. You know what I'm saying? I was working less hours, but I was still making the same, $700 or whatever a week.
Right.
Because I would go out and do, 3 or 4 jobs at $250 a job. You do the math. That's $750. You know what I'm saying? Straight coming to me. And then, Keem, because you was right there along with me a couple of times. I even had you on the phone doing cold calls. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a couple of times we went out there and we got it together.
It's more than a couple
And
times.
yeah,
And
exactly. So, but at the same time too, okay, homegirl, at the time my girl, she's now my girl. She is working these, $5, $8 an hour jobs, even though she got two of them. It's still not enough money. And I'm like, yo, you're a high school graduate. Why are you still, trying to get these high school jobs? You can go get better. You can go get it, and I would show her how to do a resume and all of this stuff. And she still only wanted to do the applications. I'm like, yo, if you
you fresh out of high school and you like really not programmed, like did she apply for college? Was her focus to even go to college? Without figuring out a career plan, those other type of jobs she's gonna go for, bro.
Exactly, because that's what she's comfortable with. She's comfortable with those kind of jobs. And but of course I got a broader view. I got a broader vision. I know what, since I've been in the military, since I did, do the whole little college thing or whatever, I know what type of job she's capable of getting if all she had to do was just follow this blueprint over here, i.e., get a nice resume, turn in your resume, apply to these jobs downtown Boston. You will get a job making $15, $16 an hour, $20 an hour. If you instead of going and filling out job applications, now you turn in resumes. That's really what it is. There's levels to it. There's the job application where you're going to get these little cashier jobs. Then you got the resume where now you're going to be getting all of these office, reception, call center, all of those technician jobs, clerk jobs, okay? They pay more than those cashier jobs and those retail and those fast food jobs. The clerk jobs, in the offices, they pay more. But then you go get your certifications or you go get your degrees, now you're getting the management positions, Or you start your own business, and now instead of passing out resumes, you passing out business cards, and now you filling out 1099s. You see how how it elevates, how the levels get different. This is a teaching moment, so I'm trying to drop a lot of gems into this while I'm doing this, while I'm telling this story. So me understanding, because I've done it on the resume level, I already know, okay, you're not at the 1099 level. I'm still trying to figure out the 1099 level myself, okay? But you at least can get all out of the job application level and get to the resume level. And I'm trying to push her to get to the resume level, but she ain't budging, as they say, not okay. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. But a donkey.
Bro, you just took that shit right off out of my head, like word.
Exactly. So anyway, I mean, I already painted the picture of her character. All right, so we've been together for 4 years. She gets pregnant. And I do not want to go down to the Section 8 office and ask for a 2-bedroom because I'm already a dude on Section 8. That by itself is unbelievable. And every year when I had to recertify for Section 8, them folks up in that office, they'd be like, yo, you a grown, hairy, able-bodied dude. You need to go do something. Why are you on Section 8? They trying to look for reasons to get me off of Section 8, looking for excuses to kick me off. Because number one, okay, they think that money is theirs. And or two, they want me off of it so that they can put their people on it. That's really what it boils down to. It's like, yo, I need to get you off because I'm trying to get my cousin on. So we need to find a way to get you off of this. But so now to go down to the Section 8 office and say, yeah, I'm still out here hurting, but on top of that, I need a 2-bedroom. I did not want to have that conversation. So
Right.
I was like, you know something? It's time for me to do something different. So I ended up going down to North Carolina, no, not North Carolina. I ended up going down to Atlanta, Georgia. All my boys, they got out of the military around the same time. And the one good thing about the military is when you get out of the military, most of the times, you don't want to go back home to live with your parents. You're not trying to go back and live in your mama's basement. So all my boys, they got out, you know, about I was in Japan with, they was like, yo, I'm not going back to DC. I'm not going back to Tennessee. I'm not going back. Yo, what y'all want to do? So they calling, we having powwows on the phone. And I'm like, yo, Atlanta's hot right now. So they all went to Atlanta and they ended up getting a house together in Atlanta, renting a house. It was a 5-bedroom, 3-bath apartment in Atlanta. So, and I wasn't down there yet, but when she ended up getting pregnant, I started looking at, what could happen if I go down south. So I started looking at jobs down south, and they was like, yo, the process of getting a pest control job down south is the same as up north. You just take the test, get your certification, and once you get your certification, holler at us. So that's what I did. I ended up, I showed them my Boston certification. They was like, oh, okay, well, we know that you can take the test. So yeah, fill out your resume, send it to us. We'll give you an application. Bland. Filled out the application, gave them the resume, went back to Boston. They hired me. So I ended up leaving and moving in with my boys. Now, everything was straight when I was living with my boys because all of us was prior military. We living in this 5-bedroom house. The house was only $1,200 a month, split between 4 people. So that's $2,000 a month. We paying $500 each. So that took care of everything. That took care of the rent. That took care of all of your utilities. And even, nobody had to go out and go mow the lawn. You know what I'm saying? That took care of, the grass being cut. That took care of the internet. That took care of, a house cleaner coming up in there. All of that stuff that we was able, so we out here chilling. Now, there's stability there. Okay, I got a job now. I'm working. I'm making good money, but also too, I could afford to live down in Atlanta because the rent down in Atlanta or the cost of living down in Atlanta is a lot more affordable than in Boston. You could get yourself a 1-bedroom apartment for $650 during the time that I moved to Atlanta, which was in 2006. Now, long story short, I'm talking to my boys. I'm like, yo, we all qualify for mortgages. We all got our VA loan benefits and all of that. Why don't we, instead of, paying rent, why don't we just go get a house together? All my boys is like, nah, it's gravy right here. And I don't want to be stuck with no 30-year mortgage with you niggas. So, nah, let's just keep it like it is. So, but me, I had a bigger vision, my daughter was born in January. My daughter's mother at that time was still up in Boston, and she eventually moved down to Atlanta, but the landlord didn't want her staying in the bachelor pad. She was all like, nah, because I wanted to retrofit the dining room that we didn't use because we had an eat-in kitchen and turn that into a baby nursery. And she's like, you ain't doing nothing in my house. So that forced me to go get my own apartment. And I ended up getting my own apartment in the beginning. And then what happened was my father ended up getting his leg amputated due to diabetes. And so he couldn't work anymore. but he was retired anyway. But he needed some help. My brother was living there. My big cousin was living there. They was flaking on the rent. And my father was like, yo, I can't, do this by myself. So I'm like, all right, well, I already seen the dream with me and my Japan friends living together, paying $2,000 a month in the house. So I'm like, well, shoot, I mean, let me do this with my father and my brother and my cousin. So I go move in with my father. Now everybody, I'm like, all right, well, now we just do what we was doing at the house where I was living with my boys. Everybody pay $500 a month. Everything's cool. Only problem was my father was acting like a tyrant. You know what I'm saying? Because his behind, he's always been independent. He's always been the one to be the man, the one to be the provider. He's the one that always had the money. But his money always came from him working. Now that he only got one leg and he can't work, now he has to rely on the kindness of others. And it was hard for him to, deal with that transition. Because he was still trying to regulate in the house. This is my house, goddammit, and y'all, this ain't no weed house and this ain't no whore house. I don't want no company up in here and all of this stuff. So he was instilling all of these rules, and we're like, yo, Dad, we all grown up in here. You can't be doing this. I don't give a damn, go get your own shirt. But if we leave, Dad, now you gonna be up in here by yourself. I don't give a damn. Don't do me no favors. That was his favorite line. Dad, we trying to help you out. Don't do me no favors. Man, I lasted in that house 1 month. I was like, I can't take it. Me and my baby mama and my daughter, we up in there, we trying to help him, and he just being belligerent. Always kicking my brother out, always kicking my cousin out. So I'm like, all right, I gotta go get me another spot because I can't live another day up in this house. So I end up finding another spot to rent, but it actually turned out to be what's it called? A realtor. So I go to the spot and I'm like, yo, y'all got houses to rent or whatever? She's like, yeah, fill out this application. So I filled out the application, but what the application was, it was a financial application to see if I qualify for a mortgage. It was a loan application. And I filled it out, and then she did my background check. She was like, oh, yeah, you qualify for a mortgage. I'm like, mortgage? What you talking about? She's like, yeah, your credit's good. You got a 650 credit score. You know what I'm saying? You're making X amount of dollars. So, yeah, you can qualify to get one of these houses. And it was in a new subdivision that they was building in Atlanta. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. So when are these houses going to be ready? Oh, they're going to be ready in about 3 months. I'm like, lady, I cannot wait 3 months. I need to be out of this house now. So she's like, well, I can't get you a house here because none of these is ready right now. But as I said, you qualify for a mortgage. So let me see if I can find you in another community. So we drive around. We go to different townhome communities that she's affiliated with. None of them was fitting the mold. So then she was all like, well, I can't help you. But as I said, you qualify for a mortgage. And when she put that in my head, I was like, oh, so that means I can buy a house anywhere, right? She's like, yes, you can buy a house anywhere. So then I started looking myself for houses. So I ended up getting with another realtor, and she had a house that she could move me into to rent immediately. So I moved into that house, and I brought my brother and I brought my cousin, and they all stayed in that house where we was renting together until eventually I ended up buying the house that y'all saw on the in the first video. Now we're all living in the house together. Now it's all young people. We're all chilling. Now I'm my father, you know what I'm saying? The one who's being the provider and everything. But at the same time too, I'm like, okay, we need to, we talking this, we're gonna help each other up. We're gonna pull each other up, and we're gonna work together and save our money, and then okay, we're gonna buy the next house, and then the next house, and then the house after that. That was the objective.
Mm-hmm.
Everything sounds good. It all sounds good until you put it into action. You know what I'm saying? We move into the house.
Is that the crib that I had a room?
Yep, exactly. That's the house. So everybody's living there, and then the recession hits. Because I bought the house in 2009, right around the recession. And when the recession hit, everybody lost their damn job. For different reasons. I lost my job because I ended up getting into a car accident with the company vehicle. My brother ends up getting shot. And my cousin, he was a truck driver, and his behind, the girl, his ex-girlfriend, man, that one was real sticky, because she ends up giving his baby mom of 18 years his address so she could send them child support enforcement papers to him. So long story short, the child support office caught up with him. They found out where his job, where he worked, so they started garnishing his wages, and he hasn't been paying, he wasn't paying child support for 18 years, so he had a lot of back child support. So him being a truck driver, he would go do his route, and he would drive all the way from Atlanta to Chicago, and then turn around and come back home, and then he would go look at his paycheck, and it would say $1,000 minus child support enforcement, $100.
Damn, how many kids was he paying for?
He was the girl that got him was his oldest son, and that she, he was running away from child support, and she finally caught up with him. So he didn't pay for 18 years, so it was back pay. So it got to the point where he was like, yo, I'm not doing all of this driving just to pay this damn child support. So he found a way, he finagled the bagel to be able to get out of that job and file for unemployment. But because his unemployment was out of state, it took him 6 months for him to get unemployment, which was good because child support couldn't take his money.
Oh.
So I was still, I was fortunate because I still had, my disability benefits, which really wasn't that much. It was only like $250 a month. Plus, I was getting rent from my house in Boston. I've always been a landlord ever since I was 10 years old. So I had, rent coming in. So I had enough to pay the mortgage, but I didn't have enough money to do anything else. So I was relying on, so basically what I'm saying is I had my $500. So we good. Everybody else didn't have theirs. And every time I would go to them to ask them, yo, what's up with your 500? They all had excuses why they couldn't come up with their 500.
Oh.
So once again, here I am. I'm trying to implement the plan that I did with my family. With my friends that I was in the military with, and I'm trying to do it with my family. But the reality is I was dealing with, a whole bunch of flat purses. Cats who's on that survival mentality. But let them tell it, they the cool kids in the group, because it was funny because everybody in the family that was doing good in the family, you know what I'm saying, they would talk about them. They'd be like, yeah, they, like for example, I got an older sister. My oldest sister, she had a husband who took her out of Boston, brought her down to Atlanta, bought a house, made her, took care of her two kids from another father, so, had two step kids. She ended up having another kid with him, but, he took care of all of them. So, and nowadays, we would call that dude a simp. Okay, because, cats don't want to be taking care of no other people's kids. Anybody who's doing that, we calling them a simp nowadays. Back in those days, they was calling them corny. He was, I give it to him. He out here doing his thing. He had his insurance business. He's selling, life insurance and auto insurance and all of that. He was an insurance broker. So he was making good money. Had a nice house, in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Would have parties every weekend. We would go over there and it was, just family in the house. Everything was all good. And then we would get back to our house and they'd be like, yeah, we had a good time over there. Yo, yes, so-and-so's doing this thing, but that nigga corny. I don't even know why your sister's with that corny dude. That nigga is lame as hell. Look at him. He looked like a lame. He looked like Preach from Cooley High with them glasses. Old lame Joan ass nigga. Then I had an older brother, who was doing good, working at down in Dunwoody, Georgia. Anybody knows Dunwoody? That's like the equivalent of Newton or Brookline in Boston. Okay, so he's working for the telecommunications company in Atlanta called Cox Communications. So he's making good money there. He got a nice house in Stone Mountain, big 5-bedroom. And I've always wanted to be like him because when I turned 18, that was the first person that I saw actually, living middle class or living good when before I went into the military. So I was like, yo, if there's anybody that I want to be like, I want to be like bro. He had the nice, at that time, he had a nice Nissan Maxima in the driveway. He had the nice, house with the 2-car garage, single family, all brick. So, he was doing good. He had the job making good money. So out of the brothers, my father would call him the golden boy. But once again, my cousin and my brother, they be down there smoking weed, talking about niggas. Yo, man, yeah, he out there doing this thing, man, but he corny too, man. Look at his lame ass out there. Only want to play golf and shit. So, anyway, so they all sitting around laughing, joking, smoking weed, watching, movies. And then the time the bill would come up in order to pay all of the bills, yo, where the money at? Okay, it's all good that we can sit here and, yuckity yuck and be family and all of that. But okay, the bill comes, these bills don't stop. Yo, I'm sorry, cuz I got you next month, man. Just hold me down. Just hold me down. And so it got to the point where, you just get tired of people leeching off of you. You get emotionally drained. You know what I'm saying? And that's what started to happen. The tension started to go in the house, but it also started to go because now, once again, I'm looking to, I'm used to having my girl, once again, Moto, holding me down when times get rough. But now there is no Moto. Moto, now I have my daughter's mother with me, who I'm looking to step up. And she's along with them, not stepping up. And I'm like, yo, why are you along with them? You know what I'm saying? You're my partner. You're not their partner. I just can't do it, okay? So it just got to the point where I'm like, something? I'm in Atlanta. Here in Atlanta, there's plenty of women in Atlanta that got their own house, that got their own car, that got, that got businesses or got a corporate job making 6 figures. Why am I wasting my time with this girl, the female version of Can't Get Right? That's really what happened. And it got to the point where it was like, as I said, I just got emotionally drained, and I started going out on the relationship. So that was my fault. It was because I looked to my family to be able to help me maintain this. And I'm thinking that they could, because $500 isn't a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You could go out and cup $500. And then plus, I had like 2 or 3 cars in the driveway. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like they didn't have any transportation. There was plenty of transportation for people to get around to go to work. But instead of them using the transportation as a tool to go make money, they're going to use the transportation to go buy weed. You know what I'm saying? They had money for weed, but they didn't have money to pay the rent. They had money for weed, but didn't have no money to pay for the internet and the cable that was going on in the house, but still wanted to watch the cable and the internet. So it just got to the point where it was like, yo, you know how with the story, you can do bad by yourself. So eventually, you know, the person who went first was my cousin, you know, especially him, because he was older than me, and his once his unemployment started to kick in, he was $3,600 in the hole. Excuse me. Yeah, because he was 6 months behind. So 5 times 6. So he was 3,000 in the hole. And he started paying me back little by little, but you know, he would pay me back every other paycheck, to the point where I saw his pattern where, you know, I was like, yo, you get paid every week, but you only paying me X amount of dollars, or you having an excuse why you can't pay me. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing was, he came up with the agreement on how he was going to pay me back. He's like, yo, I'm gonna pay you $250 a week out of my paycheck until I pay it all up. And he reneged on the deal. So it just got to the point where, you know, I just got tired of him, because I'm like, yo, you older than me. You 10 years older than me, and you acting like this. You acting like, you know, you're a child. You know better than this. You got kids that's probably, you know, that's half my age. How are you 10 years older than me, and I'm begging you for money? So he was the first one to go. Him and his and he had a girl with him too. You know, his girl was with him. So I'm taking care of you and your girl and your girl's son. And all I'm asking you for is $500 a month. You see what I'm saying? So I evicted him, and the funny thing was, he ended up going back to my father. And then eventually my father evicted him, because he was just playing that same game where, you know, he was coming up with excuses why he couldn't pay the bill. And then, you know, my brother, he was there. He ended up getting some money so he could pay his bills. But then once again, he started coming up with excuses. All of this just became overwhelming. I'm not going to get into it. There was some betrayal involved. Y'all can paint your own picture on what happened. So therefore, I kicked him out. Me and my baby mama, we wasn't seeing eye to eye on things. I ended up leaving, going to work during the BP oil spill. I ended up, that's where the whole black cleaner situation comes into play, because I wasn't able to, you know, do pest control anymore. And then I found the hazardous waste cleanup game, thanks to my cousin Ivan. Shout out to my cousin Ivan. So I was out in Mississippi, around the Gulf, cleaning up the oil, sending the money back to the house. And really, I didn't even want to go back home, to be honest with you. I was going to try to figure out how to just stay down and become a merchant mariner and just do that. I was going to do that game. But then I ended up talking to my boy Bird. Shout out to my boy Bird, one of the cats who was in the military with me. We was all in Japan together. He's like, nah, man, you got a family, man. You need to be home with your family. So we need to figure out what you can do in Atlanta. So he ended up hooking me up with one of his friends. She was a hustler, and she was showing me the what's it called, the Groupon game. And she was making good money on Groupon at the time, and that was a way for her to build up a customer base. And that's what happened. I ended up building my customer base in pest control. But now I learned another game, which is hazardous waste cleanup. And then my other boy that I was with, his name is Richard. I'll give you some props, Richard. Richard showed me the scrap metal game, where you can just go out and collect scrap metal and turn it in. And because I had a pickup truck, I could go out and I could go collect refrigerators and water heaters and a whole bunch of TVs, and I can get some big stuff and be able to turn that in and make $100 to $200 in a day. So when the pest control hustle wasn't working, I could go and do some scrap metaling. When the scrap metal game wasn't working, I could go find a hazardous waste cleanup job to go do. And so at that point, I was making good money. I was good.
Oh, are you scared?
I'm telling the story, dude. I already told the story. What do you want me to say?
An hour and 35 minutes, bro.
Exactly.
And I'm starting to feel like you're scared to get to the topic and actually speak your fucking mind right now.
Okay. Well, I'm on the topic. I'm giving the backstory to the topic. The backstory is I had a whole bunch of people around me who didn't have it in them to help me. They were draining me. Okay.
All right, but you doing the Jay-Z
What do you want
shit?
to know? Let me ask you a question. Okay, let's spin the block. What do you want to know?
I want to know how you feel.
Go on.
About, what you wanted to really talk about tonight. All that other shit. Bro, nah, you rambling, bro. Come on. You been said you was rambling.
As I said, what do you want to talk
say
about?
Say it with your chest. You better say it with your chest, no.
I'm better at painting pictures. So let me explain it this way. Hold on. Shout out to Flip Flops. Flip Flops can explain it to you best. This is what I learned from this whole situation.
If you're posting 3 times a day, you need to hear this. A lot of creators will tell you just use what's trending. And while that's part of the story, that's
These 42 years.
If you call my mother,
you got to enjoy the journey.
if you
Where is he at? Here we go. Can y'all hear that? I can't hear it.
Conversation literally just happened in the barbershop with my Dominican homeboys.
Can y'all hear that?
So I
Let
figured
me know
I'd
if
come
y'all
and do
can
a
hear
video
it.
about
Team,
it.
can you hear
Yes,
it?
The Chica line. So some dudes, they come to paradise looking for love.
Yeah,
right?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
But then they actually come and turn love into a project. They meet a chica and start spending money like she's never seen before. Phone, rent, hair, nails, maybe a business. A lot going on because they feel they're changing her life. A good friend of mine once said, you can never give something to someone that's never had anything. That stuck with me because maybe you didn't change the person. You really just changed the situation around them. That's a big difference. You want to get an apartment, you want to get a car, you want to start a business with someone you barely know. And you're willing to give up all these funds and make an investment in someone that hasn't proven anything to you or someone that hasn't shown you anything. I see guys all the time. I'm going to level my girl up. It's hard to level someone up that doesn't want to level up themselves. See, a lot of us come with good intentions, but then you sit there and realize, well, you're just dumping money into a hole because that person doesn't understand your mindset of trying to level up and do the right thing. They're stuck in their ways and set and content in how they live. Now, a lot of guys tend to learn this late. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a girlfriend and wanting to have nice things. The problem is some of you guys are making bad investments. If no one could do nothing for you and help you in any type of way, it's all a one-sided investment, isn't it? So going back to the actual comment of the chica lie, this is a lie some guys tell themselves based on, I'm going to change her life. You didn't change her life. You just changed the situation. And you got less money in your pocket, and she's still in the same situation she was in before you met her. Prove me wrong.
You hear that?
I heard
What
it.
y'all think about that? What the hell?
So that's what you want to get off your chest?
That's what I want to get off my chest. There we go. That's what I want to get off my chest. The reason that we go overseas is because a lot of times we invested not in the chica, but we invested in the Keisha. Sometimes we didn't invest in the Fernando. We invested in our familia, our family. And our families end up being Kevins. Keisha and Kevs. You know what I'm saying? Or as they used to say, rusty dusties. And the only thing that you did was improve their situation. As you know, shout out to Mr. Flip Flops. You didn't change them. You just improved their situations. They still the same old people. You know? And those types of people just like to exploit people, because all they know is how to exploit people. And that's what happened with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here, person, you know, trying to, I see the vision. I see what my father and my mother was talking about, because what they did was successful. When my mother invested into her little sister, I see the fruits of her labor. When my father invested in those two guys with the pest control companies, I seen the fruit of his labor. Even though he ended up dying penniless and broke, you know, the people who he helped are still eating off of the skills and the tools that he taught them. He taught them the game, and they're still eating till this day. So that's all I was trying to do, was do the same thing. The people that was around me, not only provide them some shelter or share my bowl of soup, because there's an old Muslim saying, shout out to the minister, he said that they would say in the nation, you know, if you have a bowl of soup and your brother doesn't have a bowl of soup, half of your bowl of soup is his. And that's all I was doing, was sharing my bowl of soup. And everything was all good when I was sharing my bowl of soup. But all they was doing was waiting for me to get my bowl of soup so I could share with them. They wasn't trying to go out and get their own stuff, okay? And then on top of that too, it got to the point where, you know, you get tired of, as I said, carrying people, and you separate yourself because they become draining. But also too, okay, what I'm learning about this world, because somebody was talking about Marlo, and how Marlo was, you know, that saying in The Wire where he says, you want it one way, but it ain't that way, it's the other. Even Jay-Z said that in his freestyle, you know. What I started to learn was this: when my cousins and my brother was laughing and talking about, you know, all these cats that's doing good is corny. Okay. And then as soon as they got away from me, I became the corny dude. I'm that lame nigga, just like everybody else that they was talking about in front of me. But why did I all become the lame nigga, the corny nigga? Because those dudes that they was talking about when they was around me, they was lame and corny because they wasn't helping them. They couldn't exploit them. They those people set boundaries to where they wasn't going to let you in their circle that you could take advantage of them. I wasn't lame because I let you in my circle, but I'll let you in my circle so that we all could rise together, because I wasn't on the echelon of my older brother or my sister's husband, my brother-in-law. I was in between. So I'm like, all right, well, since I'm in between, we can all rise together to their level. But instead they was, just holding me down to the point where I had to break away. But as soon as I broke away from them, I became the lame nigga. I became the corny nigga. I became the stuff. And it got to the point where what I figured out was this. Marlo's world is in Baltimore, okay? He runs them Baltimore streets. But there's a bigger world than Baltimore. As soon as you leave Baltimore, you're not under the control of a Marlo. Meaning, what do I mean by that? Okay, here's my cousins and they're in this wanting to be cool and wanting to, have this popping bottles, this, gangster mindset. And that's what goes on in America, okay? That's the mindset, the social Darwinistic mindset. But as soon as you leave America, there are a whole bunch of different places in the world where that ain't happening. They're operating on cooperation, not competition. Here in the West, it's the jungle. I always made this analogy. In the jungle, you got your lions, your tigers, your bears, and everybody's fighting to be the king of the jungle. But then you have the forest over here, and in the forest, you got your rabbits, you got your deer, you got your squirrels, your beavers, and everybody's working in harmony. There ain't no competition over here. It's only cooperation. So you have your world of you have your world of competition where everybody's fighting for the crown, and then you got your world of cooperation where everybody's operating in harmony. And when I lived in Japan, that's what I realized. In Japan, it's a forest over here. Everybody's operating in harmony. So why do people start overseas? It's because they figured it out just like I figured it out. Why be over here trying to compete when you can be over here and cooperate? And that's the moral of the story right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted to get out. And go ahead.
Because you said way more than that during our interactions throughout the week about some shit you was gonna really get off the chest.
And I just told you, all right, in the beginning, I was going to let off the full clip, but I decided after a week of reflecting.
Oh, well, you should have told me that before this, because now I'm like confused. Because I thought you was gonna come under blazing, nigga. You holding out. You scared, say you scared.
You listening to see, your behind is listening to, wasn't listening to the rambling. You just, it was want in your ear, but I'm really over here dropping gems and trying to do what grown men do.
You are dropping gems, but bro, you always dropping gems. I wanted some conflict tonight, and you ain't bring it out, so keep dropping gems. Let's go.
You're a fool, bro. Nah, we grown men over here, man. We on that positive ish. We ain't on no, you know.
Whatever.
That's
You
what it
scared
is.
till you scared, nigga.
Hold on. Watch later. Like videos.
Not what we talked about. You can't defer, nigga. Minutes before the show.
No, I decided that week, 2 or 3 days. I even didn't I give you the talking points? Did you even look at the talking points?
Oh, now you're gonna unplug the talking point. All right.
Did you look at? See, you don't even be looking at. You don't be doing your homework, fam. We need to talk about that.
Don't try to change it. Don't. See, you about to pull a Jay-Z on me. Fuck out of here, bro. I'm not going for it tonight.
But yeah, that's the moral of the story, man. You know, a lot of times we start all over because. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get something up. Wait, which one is this? Okay. Yeah, as I said.
As he said, he put his gun away. Don't miss your moment.
That's what I wanted to do.
Ain't that what you said to me? Come on, King. Come on, Black Cleaner.
As I said.
Got comments? No comments tonight?
Any comments? And that's really what it boiled down to. That's what happened. You was asking me why didn't I let the clip off? I got by myself. And I noticed ain't nobody helping me. Ain't nobody coming to save me. What am I going to sit here and let this whole clip out? I'm past 40 now.
Yo. Black Cleanup.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Do you hear the video?
No, I got up real quick. What was the video about? Play one more time.
We're playing it right now.
It's playing right now. I don't hear it.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Sorry about that.
Themselves.
Let me bring it back.
I don't think anybody
This is
was
what I
hearing it.
learned. I'm sorry. This is what I learned, and this is why I didn't do what I was intending to do. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting by myself and reflecting for the week, and
Well, you should have told me that.
by myself and reflecting by the week. You know, you start getting these reels, and these reels start, you know, popping sense into you. So you start to change your ideas. Hold on. So let me hear what you think about this.
Already be wise enough to understand these 10 truths. Once you pass 40, you should already be wise enough to understand these 10 truths.
Crazy subliminal, y'all.
Because ignoring them becomes expensive with time. First, never go back to someone who betrayed you. Cheating is not confusion. It's a decision, and loyalty should never require negotiation. Second, never tolerate disrespect. Love without respect is emotional chaos. The moment humiliation enters, peace leaves. Third, your image matters. The world judges what you project before it learns who you are. Stand tall, stay sharp, carry yourself with dignity. Fourth, never beg for love. If someone wants to leave, let them. Self-respect is more attractive than desperation will ever be. Fifth, make financial stability a priority. Money isn't everything, but freedom depends on it. Work, save, build, protect your future. Sixth, anyone who repeatedly disrespects you should lose access to you. No endless excuses, no emotional discounts. Boundaries protect peace. Seventh, stay away from addictions and destructive habits. What comforts you today may destroy you tomorrow. Strong people don't escape themselves. Eighth, speak less. Privacy is power. The less people know, the less they can interfere. Ninth, work on yourself every day. Read, train, learn, grow. Your life changes the moment you do. 10th, never betray your family for temporary emotion. The right person will never ask you to abandon the people who truly love you. Real love adds strength. It doesn't divide loyalty. And here comes the most important part. Age alone does not create wisdom. Experience only matters when you learn from it. And the strongest people after 40 are the ones who finally stopped betraying themselves.
So when the barrel, we gonna act like we... Patty's turning 100. If she would have transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them. Every one of them playing these silly games. That 1-800 ambulance chaser would have wished one came. But 911 is a joke. Public enemy #1, I've been ranked. The rock's not crumbling. The leprechauns have magically run out of pranks. Your son on a federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is? Another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blame. Niggas' teeth is tumbling out their mouth and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a murder mystery game.
Damn, leave game alone, bro. I used to be a nigga.
You had to catch Kyle and dunk it. Was you who pumped this? I'm the one who strummed the pain. That hill you can die on. There's way too much flack that comes from those planes. I'm killing them softly. What's understood don't need to be explained. You want it one way, it's the other. I still on you suckers, I'll maul you niggas gang. I ain't much for me, it's no how. Cancel the brunches, I remember the hunger pain. The price of the bricks going up. It's gonna cost you a beat to even say my name.
Black Queen.
So when the barrel, we gonna act like we act. We can easily get out the barrel if we stand on each other's back. Whoever gets on top, as long as they stay attached, they can pull everybody out. I was doing just that. I told neighborhood nips, stay close. $100 million on your schedule. Lay low. Tell your team to be on point in the places that they go. I never dreamed to get killed in the place that he called home. How we gonna get in power with the source? Y'all like to run off on the plug, so of course, that ain't lit. That's a means to an end. Me and my team was playing the plug and had a plan. Happy's turned into honey.
Like and subscribe. Yep. Yo, where you at?
I'm over here talking. Thanks.
I see you. Okay.
King, you need to learn how to get your public relations up. When you hear silence, you're supposed to fill the air. What kind of co-host are you, fam? Anyway, man, enough of me rambling and ranting. Y'all done heard the story. I'm gonna drop the link now. Let me get the link. Since Keen, my cousin. See how what happens when you be trying to help your family.
Right.
Shooting subs, y'all. I'm shooting subs, though. So.
Yeah, you are. And I don't want to start shooting back either. So,
It's all good.
Yeah. I wasn't even sure what was going on. I don't even feel like neither one of us was on the panel, and immediately you come on like filling in. I don't even know if I could be. I'm hurt right now, but now I'm good.
Estoy en vive.
So what we're gonna talk about now?
Hey, llamaron.
Just out.
Estoy vive. YouTube live. Hold on. Hold on for a second, King. You're gonna have to say something, do something, because I'm in the middle of a conversation right now.
Okay, what's up, people? Everybody in the chat. Anybody want to come up? I don't know if the link was put out yet. If not, cuz will put the link out. So maybe we can get some people up on the panel. So the topic of conversation tonight, right? It was supposed to get a little bit more deeper than what was put out in the air. And at the last minute, it was altered on me as we show up on panel, because I was really pretty deep. I had questions built for that. But, it is what it is. Taking phone calls.
Okay, I put the link in the chat for those who want to come on. But I heard what you said. I'm sorry, I was on the live right now. Everything is being all unprofessional, but hey, as this is real talk with Nate, so you're dealing with some real people, real situations, That's what goes on this channel. So I heard what you said, Keem. So you said you had some questions. So what's your questions? Fam, I'm here.
I mean, I wanted to hear you speak and, truly tell your story. Yeah, you spoke, but I don't feel like what you told me you wanted to get off your chest, you didn't get it off your chest. So it ain't my place to do it. Even though on panel we told my story before, but I'm not going to tell your story. That's up to you to tell your story.
Ask questions, cuz I'm not afraid to. I mean, I'll give you the answers if you ask the questions. But if you want me to tell the story, as I said, I'm not going to hit them with the clip. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what I'm on.
You told how motherfuckers were struggling and it wasn't contributing. How can you tell that and not tell everything else?
Anyway, as I said,
that was you talking.
Ask the questions, and because you had some questions, you had a line of questioning. Ask the questions.
All right, so throughout the process of you telling your story, I know there was a situation that happened that you wasn't too happy with, and you feel some type of way about it. I would have loved for who else the other person was speaking about in this scenario. So, there could have been a discussion between you and the other party, but you didn't want to do that. But I felt like it would have been good because it would have been healing at the same time. If y'all ain't talked about it, this would have been a dopest scenario for it to be talked about, and y'all can fucking heal, bro. But you didn't want to do that.
This ain't no Jerry Springer.
Oh, so we're not here for healing? I'm not saying
do they do any healing on Jerry Springer? It's just gossip. That's all it is. The healing. I mean, we could talk about the infidelity, but I mean, I painted the picture so that people could understand what happened. I said there was some betrayal. I said I went and I said I said my piece. I said I got emotionally drained, okay, in the situation because I was carrying the whole load. Nobody was, doing it. And I'm like, yo, there's other people out here that I could be messing with. Why am I messing with this Keisha over here? And I'm not being.
Why are you still bobbing and weaving, bro? Why are you still bobbing and weaving?
I'm not bobbing and weaving. What you want me to hear, yo? What you want? I said there's some infidelity. Yo, we grown. We 40 years old. Damn, you 50 years old. Why do I need to, go down to the level to say what actually happened? If I say there was some infidelity involved, people understand what infidelity means. I don't have to sit there and give you play by play, line by line.
Nigga, that's what you do all day.
It's called infidelity.
Now you don't want to give play by play, line by line when that's what you do.
No, you don't do when you're grown.
All right.
Did we talk about what was going on with your family? No, we didn't give them a play by play, line by line when we was talking about your mommy issues. No, we said what happened. We said she was messing around with drugs, and why did she was messing around with drugs? Because she had a past.
Oh.
It wasn't like, oh yeah, we just said, oh, so and so, blah 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 blah. No, we was like, yo, she had a hard past growing up. There was some essays going on in the family, and we moved it forward. So I'm basically doing the same thing. I'm saying, yeah, there was some infidelity going on in the house. You know what I'm saying? There was some struggle going on in the house.
All right, so anybody in the chat with him stating that, let me know if you thoroughly understand what he's talking about. There was infidelity in the house. And let me know. Please.
I mean, think about it this way.
Please respond, chat.
I told the whole story, okay? How I met your mother. 1 + 1 = 2. You can put 1 and 1 together and find and know if there's infidelity in the house and I'm living with the brother, I'm living with the cousin. What happened? I don't gotta come out and say it. If you can't figure it out, then you don't need to be on my channel. You need to go be on somebody else's channel. Because as I said, because you ain't that smart. You just like my brother, can't get right. And I don't need no can't get right niggas on my channel. Next question.
Was that a shot towards me, or were you just speaking abroad?
I'm speaking abroad.
All right. Yeah.
50 in the face. That's a shot at you. Shout out to D Nice. Is it D Nice or B Nice?
Well, the thing about that is, nigga, I am that, so that's not really a shot.
Know. That's why I said
so, right, put your gun away, nigga. You put your gun away already. Don't bring it out on me.
What other questions you got, Keen?
You're not really elaborating, but you know, so I'm kind of over it at this point. Because if I could, you know, speak openly about my moms and my shit, but you should be able to.
You didn't speak. Oh, you want to roll the clip back? I got it right here. we can go roll the tape back. You did not speak openly about your moms. We tiptoed around that too. Okay.
Did we really?
Yes, we did.
All right, so let's spin the block on mommy issues right now, because I'm over the other conversation.
Okay, no problem.
So you
Charlie
got
Chan, president accounted for. Shout out to you. I'm looking at the comments, but let me go back. Charlie,
I love it.
On the panel, I dropped the
this
link.
Is my blood cousin, yo. It would never be nothing than open conversation, and you know, us just talking shit. We've been doing this all our life.
Hey, if the panel got some questions, I mean, the chat got some questions, I'll be happy to show you all. I mean, speak to you all.
Let's go.
The link.
Chat.
Y'all want to know what happened? Y'all want to get down to the bottom of it? I'm just trying to take the high road on this, family. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I done told you the story. The moral of the story is you can't save them all. You know what I'm saying?
That's not the moral of the story.
That's what I learned in life. You know what I'm saying? And there's a big world out here. You don't gotta be trying to fight be up in Gen Pop. You know, fighting with everybody. Just stay the hell away from Gen Pop.
Whatever. What's up, chat?
There go the link right there. So anybody wants to get on, just let me know. Y'all want to talk about it? Y'all want to extract the information out of me? I feel like I'm being interrogated.
Yeah, you are. You holding out, bruh. Then you want to try to fucking spin the table on me. Nice try.
I'm not spin the table on nobody. I'm just speaking the truth.
Yeah. Chat. Let me know if y'all feel like this nigga ain't trying to see. Oh my God, he pulled an LJZ and went back to some Jay-Z videos. That nigga smiling because he know exactly what I'm talking about. Whoa!
I'm on my grown man. That's all. That's all.
Yeah,
I don't wish bad on nobody. Everybody, I wish the best. Can you read that, King? What's that say?
Hold up. What's up? What's up? Give me 2 seconds. StreamYard. Live viewer comments show up in StreamYard. This
Sorry.
Is right.
I know I'm blind. Hold on. That's why I was asking you to read it instead of me. Let me take that one off. We just gonna go through all the comments. Go ahead. What's that one say?
Mr. Peppers, present and accounted for. Thank you for showing up, Mr. Peppers. You are definitely accounted for.
Hold on.
Salute, Black Cleaner. Cool King, my brothers on the panel, 100. Ronin Travelers. Salute to Ronin. He normally shows up and shows some love.
Yeah, he'll probably be on. I know, what's his name? Who's that? What's that one say?
Ronin Travelers again. Salute Mr. Peppers 05, my brother. What's that? At XX206 Sickness XX. Salute to the Black Cleaner. Everyone hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. Yo, cuz, if we can get to 20 likes, will you come out and say it with your chest?
Okay, Chatty Patty.
Oh shit. I am not no Oskino ass nigga. You a motherfucking lie.
Yep. So go ahead. The link is there. Anybody want to come up? I don't see nobody wanting to come up yet. Let's see. Go to guests. What's your question? You got any more questions? Your questions to get it out?
My questions to get it out?
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the questions.
Damn, dog. Just I'm always here for you. Well, I gotta talk about your shit. Nah, I'm only playing, but so to redirect, spin the block back. I know at one point, as you know, you speak on the infidelity. Who was the party involved in the infidelity? Who were the parties?
The one she was going for when in the beginning in 2001 when we first met at the Pancake House.
Oh.
The one she didn't choose in the beginning. The one who wasn't able to smash.
So truly, how do you feel about that? That, after being chose, and you would think that a person in that situation wouldn't make the decision that was made in the future. After choosing.
What I've learned a long time ago is that women date in proximity. Just like how they say murders happen in proximity, women date in proximity as well. If the only reason, normally the person who they cheating with is going to be either their neighbor, a co-worker at their job, the freaking mailman, the person who wherever they go, wherever they frequent, there's usually going to be somebody there that they messing around with. So it was no surprise to me that, as we said, the infidelity happened inside the house, because that's just the nature of, females. They don't like leaving their comfort zone.
All right. So question, do you feel like it happened due to your absence of presence?
Of course.
Okay. Because that is a thing. But it's not like, you were a trucker and you were constantly on the road. You went out, worked, came home every day.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Damn, so at one point do you feel like you felt it coming and you just didn't give a fuck about trying to fix whatever? Or what?
Yeah, because I mean, at that point, as I said, I'm carrying the whole house. That's really what it is. It's like, okay, as my sister would always say, you all are some grown ass hairy adults. Why am I carrying? The only person that I'm supposed to be carrying in this household is my daughter. I got
True.
5 children that I'm carrying right now. And that wasn't right to me. It should have been like how it was when I was with my military friends. You know what I'm saying? One band, one sound. Everybody coming up with their 500. And I tell you this, I know they wish that they had that partnership going on right now. The way that rent is in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Because shoot, everything is paid for with $500. Now you got to go out here and come up with $1,600, $1,800, and that's just for rent. We're not talking about car insurance. We're not talking about gas. We're not talking about food. We ain't talking about utilities. We just talking about rent. So I'm giving you the deal of the century. You live in a nice, comfortable house with cars outside, and all you got to, with internet, cable, you know what I'm saying? And all you got to come up with is $500 a month. And you want to try to get over on me with $500 a month. Okay, well, and then and instead of you getting right, you go out and do what you do. Okay, well, now you got to go and come up with the whole nut, not just a quarter of it.
True.
Good luck. And now you mad at me because I done, separated myself. But hey, I mean, that's what happens, when disrespect happens and you can't, and you're not one of those people who want to be out here fighting, for your respect, because we know where that leads. The other result is to separate yourself. You heard what the guy said. When you get grown, you learn when disrespect comes, separate yourself from disrespect. And that's all I did. Anytime I see disrespect coming, I separate myself.
As you should. Yeah, I don't want to argue no more either. I'm walking away from nonsense. Shutting down to it. Yeah, right now, y'all, this is Cool King 50 in the face. You see me. All right, though. So, felt like you was carrying everybody. And you felt like at some point, what do you feel like the relationship was like crumbling too?
Yeah.
You can't get one word.
We tried to make it work. I tried to, go back and, spin the block on her. But the reality is this. She wasn't Moto.
Oh, you niggas mad with that one. Yeah.
She wasn't able to hold me down like like Moto did. And that's really what it was. That's what I was looking for. I can work with somebody who got their own. That's why, when we was in the house, when I was with my friends from Japan and we was all paying $500, they understood. They understood what the deal was. It's a good deal, and everybody held their own. They knew that they could come up with $500 a month. And also, too, what I realized was this in the household. Okay, in the household with my family, all of those people was talking about the people that was doing good and saying that they was corny and they didn't want to be like them. When I was with my military bros, we was talking about the deadbeat niggas and how we didn't want to be like them. So because we didn't want to be talked about not being able to hold our own, we all went out and made sure that we, at the end of the month, we came up with our $500. Because we didn't want nobody to be over there clowning us if we didn't show up with the $500. But for them, it's a different game. It's a different mindset.
Yeah. Well,
anything else, cousin? You got the floor. I'm just gonna answer your questions.
Nah, we can we can address a couple of other things that we spoke about. Spinning the block on.
Or do you want to save that for another live? Because we can do another mommy issues. We already said that we was going to do that on Father's Day anyway.
Nah, yeah, we can save that for Father's Day. Even though you weirdly wanted to spin the block right after Mother's Day.
Well, not on you per se, but just on, because I was actually going to include some of this in the Mother's Day discussion because, my daughter is affected by the estranged relationship that me and her mother have because, what I saw was her mother projecting her feelings into my daughter, because when I hear my daughter talk, I'm hearing my daughter say, well, you was never around. And I'm like, okay, I was there at when you was born. I was there when you graduated from kindergarten. I was there when you graduated from junior high school. Okay, the only time that I was never there was this time when you graduated high school. Because I didn't go to every dance recital that you had. That's dance. It's not a sport, and I'm not trying to be around, a whole bunch of women and gay people like that. I'm sorry. And also too, I gotta go get the bag. I gotta go pay the rent. I gotta go pay this child support. I gotta go, do all of these things in order for your mother to be able to sustain herself. So of course it's natural that I'm not going to be able to be around during those times. But I was there when your mother said, hey, I need you to pick her up from dance recital or dance practice. I was there when, you needed to be picked up from school, sometimes when you lived close to me and your mother said, hey, your daughter's up the street, she needs to get picked up. Or she wants to go to she wants to take up volleyball. You need to take her to school so she can go to volleyball practice. I was there when, you was trying to do student market day. And it was funny because the day that she graduated high school was the same day that she did student market day 8 years ago, where she had her own little lemonade stand and was selling to all of the students at her elementary school. And me and her did that by ourselves. And I was telling, because she made that little remark like, oh, you was never there for me. I made valedictorian all by myself. And I'm like, okay, well, and I basically told her, I said, well, my great grandfather raised 9 children and he was a Pullman porter on a train, meaning he was going all over the United States on the train. He was barely at home. None of his 9 children ever said that their father wasn't there for them. He went out.
Well, you know what that means, Puzzle?
What?
That's how he was being talked about by his significant other.
Exactly.
There was no negativity being promoted, so there can't be negative thoughts if that's not the scenario of someone speaking of you. And I can't.
And that's what I said. That's why I said what I said. I said she was projecting her feelings because she grew up in a broken home. Her father was not around, never around. So, because I remember when she said she didn't know who her father was, or she's seen him in the streets. I don't even know who my baby daddy's father is, because the only time that I've ever been around, it's always been her mother and her mother's boyfriend. So, but I've always been in my daughter's life. It's only been these past 2.5 years that I've been outside the country that I haven't been in my daughter's life. And then even when I came back into the country to visit, I would at least, seek her out and go have lunch with her. And she was happy when I would show up. And, she was like, oh, you're cool now.
I went on a trip with you and my little cousin, so I know you've been present.
Thank you. You remember that time we all went to Miami together?
Because we had it going up on a Tuesday. Yeah.
It was just
Shout
me, you, and the live.
Congratulations, little cousin.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Here we are. It's just me, you, and her going down to Miami. Mama's at the crib by herself.
Right. He was out.
So, I know what my contribution to her, her life and her childhood. So I'm not, but at the same time too, yeah, the thing that I didn't let was the fact that, they tried to throw it in my face that my brother showed up for her graduation. That's really what caused the whole thing. It was like, oh, you're not here, but he came and showed up for the graduation. And it's like, but hello, he's the one that caused me not to be there. You was if you wasn't confiding in him back then I probably would have been there today. But see, I didn't want to be on here saying I'm hurt and so and so bad, because that's not really what this is about. This is really, I'm overseas because I got hurt. No, I'm overseas because I was emotionally drained from the whole situation, not just the infidelity. And a lot of people are in my situation, understand where I'm getting at. They're emotionally drained. When you carry things, you get tired.
The whole bro showing up at the graduation, bro, I'm weirded by that. I'm weirded by that because, like you said, the line of communication. That would never be you and I. That ain't never been you and I. But was that let known when it was happening and when it showed up on like a personal level? Obviously, yeah. And that's why I'm weirded by that shit. How do you feel about that?
Knowing what I know now, they are peas of a pod. They both have, that same mindset, that survival mindset. So therefore, they understand each other a lot more than I understand them. So it's natural for them to be able to confide in each other because they're on, my brother is 5 years younger than me. My baby mama is 6 years younger than me. So they both, around the same age and same maturity level. So of course it's natural for them to be in each other's lives, especially because, my daughter's mother doesn't have any family in Atlanta. The only family that she has in Atlanta is my family. So the only family that she really associates with is my family. But she has, built her own bridges, and she's also burnt her own bridges. If you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
Because there's certain people in my family who don't mess with her, but not based on me. They based on what she has done to them.
Right.
And then once again, she's mad. Oh, everybody's supposed to be family. And it's funny how people always say this when they're in need. You know what I'm saying? But when everything is all good, they're not there. It's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? If you want people to reach out, you need to reach out. You get what you give in this world. That's what the karmic cycle is all about. And that's another thing too. That's why I didn't want to come on here and unload a full clip, because that I understand the karmic cycle. You know what I'm saying? I put, that infidelity in the streets. I was cheating first. I can admit that.
Oh, see, now you talking about messy Mondays.
I said that though.
Yeah.
See, you don't be listening. I said I was drained emotionally. I said that there's plenty of women in Atlanta who got their own houses, their own cars, got better jobs. Why am I dealing with this Keisha over here? So I started going to deal with some more mature women.
Messy Mondays was also about you admitting the shit that you did wrong in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
And I've talked about that too. As I said, when when we had the first Messy Love Monday, I said, what did I do wrong? I said, I chose wrong, but I also, messed around. Okay. It was Atlanta. Atlanta's 10-1. You go out to freaking Club Visions, Club the Velvet Room, the Compound. Those are all of the clubs that was hitting when I was there. I mean, club. I was up in Club Dolce, which was in Atlantic Station every Friday. They had the VIP with the bowling alley, and that spot was on crunk on Fridays. And then I would go out and go to the after hours, which was in right down the street from the local strip club. Was it Strokers on Brockett Road? I was up in it used to be called Maxwell's, but then they changed the name to Secrets. So a lot of times I wouldn't get home until like 5, 6 in the morning.
Oh, you was being disrespectful, man.
but I was hanging with my brother and my cousin during that time too. So we all wasn't coming home till 5, 6 in the morning. But we was all young. You know, we was, you know, in our late 20s, early 30s. I mean, I was 30 when I had my daughter. So when I bought my house, I was 32 years old. My brother, you know, he's 5 years younger than me. So he was, you know, 25, 27. The only person that was older was my cousin Ro. He was 10 years older than me. So he was 42. But he's acting like he's our age.
Trying to keep his youth by staying around you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but yes, all in all, that's basically what it boils down. I don't see no more comments. I done lost everybody. Or is there any more comments? Hold on, I see. What's that say, King?
Hold up. The nigga said, this some Boston-ish. LOL.
Oh.
XX206 sickness.
Yep, that's some straight Boston-ish.
Yeah, it is.
Mixed with a little bit of Atlanta, ATL. ATL. That's what they need to call it. ATL needs to be called ATL. I remember I was watching somebody, they called it Ratlanta with all the snitches. They was calling Gunna, Young Thug. It was like, we need to change the name from Atlanta to Ratlanta. Y'all got too many snitches in Atlanta. I was rolling.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, I mean, but yeah, as I said, that's the journey that I'm on, and that's why I'm out here and I'm healing. Been there, done that, wrote a book about it. Here's the book right here. Y'all can check it out. Talking about what's going on right now, how my healing journey is, found in translation. It's on Amazon. Yeah, you can find it. So you can either get the ebook or you can, you know, order this paperback right here. And then there's the prequel. It doesn't talk about the whole baby mama issue, but it talks about the issue that I had after I broke up with my baby mama. See, I don't be trying to tell, you know, the issues that's going on right now, and I don't tell the issues that go on with my 9-year relationship, because I wrote a book about it. You know, it was my therapy. Memoirs of a Narcissist. This talks about what happened after
guys really want
with my baby mama.
So the true is in the book, right?
Yep.
So go buy the book, people. If you want to know what he's holding out on the panel, he ain't really talking about it. I'm gonna let y'all know. This nigga pulled a Jay-Z on y'all tonight and got real subliminal. But if you want to know the truth, go buy that book, because he's really talking about
Narcissist. Right here. But we healing on over here. You know what I'm saying? That's the key. You know, I done revealed, and as I said, revealing is healing. I revealed what needed to be revealed. We don't need to turn this into a whole Jerry Springer or what's the other one's name? Steven Mari Povich. I'm not trying to be on that level. I'm trying to rise above it. Let them, if they on that level, let them be on that level. I'm not trying to be on that level. I'm trying to rise above it. I guarantee you, right? If they was watching this live right now, there was enough stones to where they would be wanting to come up on here and say something and talk ish about it. Don't you think?
I do. That's what I wanted, you know. Even though it's a healing space, sometimes people want to see the controversy because that's where it's gonna start. It's gonna be controversy first, and then somebody got to be the bigger nigga and bow down so that shit can be gone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I wanted. I wish you would have sent me info because I would have been at niggas like, yo, check it out. You know, we got this YouTube popping off, Nate the Black Cleaner, every Monday night at 8 o'clock. This nigga wants y'all to come on Panel and talk about some shit. That's what I wanted.
You in trouble.
You already know. Yeah. Gotta give the people what they want. They want to see some shit sometimes. Gotta turn up sometimes. Give them
Somebody was trying to get on for a second. What happened? Let's see if they come back on.
Anybody want to come on Panel? Go find that link in the chat. Got some shit. Get off the chest.
Yeah, if you want, there's something that you want to say it. Let it be said. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The link's right there. You see the link? Just scroll up. Click the link. What's this?
Yay, like and subscribe.
But I'm not going to be on here too long because I want to be able to clip this up because there was some gems in here. And the last live that we was on went for 8 hours, and it takes a long time to clip the 8-hour ones, where if it's under 5 hours, the computer will auto clip some of the good highlights. So now I know, okay, I'm not going to try to go over 8 hours with these lives. What I might do is just end the live after we have a discussion or whatever. I mean, you know, talk about the topic, have some questions, maybe have some people come up and say something, and then, you know, just make it a choice. If they want to finish the live and come on again, then we can, you know, get back on and, you know, yak it up and chill. But other than that, nah. I'm just gonna keep it at below 5 hours from now on. That way, because I like the clips be good, and also the clips I can translate into a different language. And because I have a lot of friends, who's this right here? Oh, check out Avery. Adding Avery to the stage. What's going on, family? You on, Avery?
Brother Avery. What's up, Brother Avery? Can you hear us? We can't hear you if you're speaking.
Something's wrong with his mic.
Listen, I gotta get on through the YouTube app.
What do you mean you got to get on through the YouTube app? We can hear you now.
Yeah, I know that because I
turn your volume down, brother.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to go through the app and it wouldn't let me for some reason.
Let me drop the link again. Hold on.
You hear now?
Yeah, you can hear me now. I'm on the web on my phone. I'm on the web version.
Oh, so you can't go through StreamYard? That's what you're saying?
It said the host wants you to go through. I was like, oh, what did Black Cleaner put?
I didn't do anything.
I don't know.
I'm just doing it like how I always do it. But that's interesting. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I'm over here. Like, Black Cleaner, for you to do the intro videos, do you got to pay a premium?
No, you download the Well, I do have the paid version, but you should have that in your Do you have tools in your when you look?
Like on my StreamYard, like.
Yeah, do you have tools on your StreamYard? Because I don't know, I just immediately paid when
You say you paid?
Yeah, I paid.
Oh, that's why you do it.
Oh, okay. So when you pay, you get all of the tools. Okay. Well, I mean, it's worth it because I'm trying to build up my followers.
I'm saying, I'm like, man, it's $50 a month.
It's 50. Yeah, that's what y'all pay.
The court.
That's cheap.
Man, hey, I ain't trying to make no 50. I'm like, damn, I at least want to upload a video. Like, that's crazy. So for the share on YouTube, you gotta pay, man. That's garbage. You know what I mean?
So let's spin the block, as Keem would always say. What is your opinion about starting over overseas? What do you feel about that? And
see, that's what my live. That's what my thumbnails. Well, on my live, my thumbnails say. Let me see. What did I put? For my new joint, I put unlocking peace, running for the end zone for an enjoyable life abroad.
Okay. So what's your opinion on it? Can you?
You know what I'm saying? My opinion is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talk all the time in the back office. Like, bro, like, I'm younger. I'm part of that social media generation, seen it from, where it was 10 years ago till now. My generation for female is cooked. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I come out here, man, they a fraud, man. They treat you like this, man. The people, the different, the culture. You know what I'm saying? You looking back at our culture, man, people nasty, they rude. You can't ask a brother for directions. Like, just basic, simple stuff, man.
Damn, Americans, listen, gotta get it together. America gotta get it together because these dudes are dipping out because they not feeling like where they from is fucking with them.
I'm saying the women, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I be seeing brothers on a certain space, they be like, man, I pay for fake love instead of real love that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Black men, like,
yeah.
Like, they'll pay for their fantasy, man, and just go back a couple weeks later. That's if you're in the southeastern seaboard of the United States.
But is it really fake love, though?
It might be at first, but who knows? Two mofos, you know what I'm saying? They think it's this, that, they can eventually, fall for each other. It happens. I don't see it happening all the time. You know what I mean? Am I right or wrong?
What I'm saying is, see, everybody will say in the States that it's fake love because the person is, what's the word that I'm looking for? She really don't like you. She's just, she just needs the money type of situation.
Right.
But what is love? You know what I'm saying? It's a duty. It's doing what you need to in order to keep that person in your life. That's what it is. So we say we love our children. So we do everything in order to keep our children living. We feed our children, we clothe our children, we give the children, housing. We try to teach them, right between right and wrong. We give them all of the tools that they need to be able to grow and to be able to take care of themselves. That's what love is. So if you go someplace and you are giving this person what they need in order to survive, and in return they're giving you what you need in order to survive, is that fake?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know.
You get what I'm saying, King?
Yeah.
Here I am. Like if you listen to my whole situation, right? I'm giving the whole house everything that they need in order to survive. And what am I getting in return? A big goose egg. And that's the difference between what goes on in the States and what goes on overseas. You got a lot of people that's out here and they're just trying to get over on you. They're trying to get something for nothing.
Right.
Versus doing their part in order to keep everything going. We talked about this in another Messy Love Mondays, where we was talking about reciprocity. How is reciprocity fake? That's why people will say what you just said, Avery. I'd rather pay for fake love overseas than getting what I'm getting in the States. What are they paying for? They're paying for reciprocity.
Hey, you know how I feel about these females here, bro. It's like, bro, like I just feel like, overseas we winning. You know what I'm saying? We save a little bread, a little vacation, enjoy it, eat, rest. You know what I'm saying? We have, lovely, how you say it, black cleaner?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Go ahead.
When he said professional companionship. You know what I'm saying? We get that. Good food. You know what I mean? It's just when you come back, you're like, man, damn, man, I can come back to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see what y'all think about this.
So, are you like explaining that doesn't happen abroad?
I mean, no. Does that happen in the country? Does it happen in the country?
Okay.
Wait,
what you gonna do?
Does it happen abroad too?
Well, we'll just say this, because I said this a long time ago on a different live. I said, I can put 10 women in a room in the United States, and 2 women will be about partnership. 8 women is going to be about exploitation. And I can come to Central and South America, and I can put 10 women in a room, and 4 women is going to be about cooperation. 6 women are going to be about exploitation. The furthest I go towards the east, the more women are going to be about cooperation, and the less women are going to be about competition. So that's really what it boils down to. And that's what I was saying. I was saying, we in the United States, we live in a world of Darwinism. Charles Darwinism is the motto is survival of the fittest. It's a world of competition. You got to be tough in order to survive in the United States. We hear these mantras all the time. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. What is that about? That's about being tough enough to be able to compete. But as soon as you leave, you don't really have to compete as much because they're not competing, they're cooperating. Even, when I'm hearing I'm in Panama, okay, and I'm dealing with a lot of women who are poor. When they say, what they say when they get together, let's compare. Compare means share. I want to share with you. So they have share parties where they all get together. They're all poor. They don't have much, but they bring what they have and they share amongst each other.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. But let me see what you think about this. I'm about to play this video.
On MTR?
Yeah. Hold on.
When you're doing solo commentary and you mostly do it on your own, and you got these personal things that are happening in your life, you always linked into social media, you always linked into the news or what's happening, you working by yourself, it can become a lot. And I think it's a lot.
I don't think we have goals together.
When you're doing solo commentary and you mostly do it on your own,
I don't think we have we are calculating.
What I decided to do is to go. To just go where I want to, wherever my heart desire. And where I decided to go, it's Thailand, baby. So for the past 2 weeks on the channel, well, not on the channel, but for the past 2 weeks, your boy has been down here exploring, seeing the sights, the sounds, and it is incredible. It's been absolutely inspiring. I'm trying to tell you, it has been a struggle to take my camera out the bag. You understand me? It's been a struggle for no other reason that I've just been enjoying the time off, like just personal to myself. When you get through that mind state of tunnel focus, tunnel vision, it don't matter what is happening around you, but you're gonna continue to run into the finish line. You're going to continue to run until that shot clock is done. And for many of us, especially in the West, that shot clock is never done. It's never over. I often describe it as climbing Mount Everest and there's no peak, there's no summit. For the first couple of days, I really couldn't conceptualize why. I couldn't figure out like, why is it, you know what I'm saying, that having not to think about, the crazy prices of like milk and cheese and eggs, or like going out and you spending $50. Like, I think logically, it makes sense. It's like, okay, there's a little bit of an ease of a pressure, but it goes beyond that. The Thai people are they're wonderful. They laugh, they joke, right? Like, I be saying shit sometimes. I be walking in to some of these restaurants and saying shit. It's about 86 degrees up here, by the way. I be saying shit and they just start laughing. And I'm like, I wasn't even trying to be funny. You know what I mean? Shit like that don't happen in Atlanta. Well, I mean, it kind of sort of does. But you also have to think about angry people and like getting shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. Like, and it's just different US cities that just live hard. Like, I did about 4 years in the Philadelphia area, and Philly is just such a hard area. It's just hard. So when I'm down here in this beach town, it's not hard. People are very, calm, cool, collected, like, and even being somebody who don't look like anybody that's from here, I just feel one with. I just feel acknowledged. I feel accepted, very accepted. Think to yourself, what really makes you happy? What does your day look like when you achieve happiness or fulfillment? What does that look like? What I decided to do is to go, to just go where I want to, wherever my...
What you think about that? Ave.
I only got to hear a little because I am at work. I have to keep going back and scanning, Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure you heard about MTR, being in Thailand and him.
No, I know before he red pill dude be getting on a video on the female. Yeah, I know he is. I didn't hear you talk about that clock. I know what you mean by that clock. Shoot. Well, what does Snoop Dogg say? You work so hard till your hair turn gray. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it never stops.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, well, basically, he was back in the days. He was talking about, the passport bros and us not being.
Yeah, Black Clean, you're not even on the screen.
Hold on. Say it again.
It's just a blur. You're not even on the screen. It's just a background.
Can you see me? You feel me?
I only see you on the Jumbotron screen.
Yeah, I know. I just put myself on the Jumbotron. But yeah, I was saying that, he done change a new leaf now that he done left the country. And basically, he done had that moment of clarity, because he done left the country for the first time. And now he's, talking about his experience, and now he's seeing what all of the passport bros has been talking about.
Or, some people say travel bros. You got to say travel bros.
For me, I mean, it don't matter, as I told people, because if people ask me if I'm a passport bro, I always tell them I've been traveling. Well, I was a military bro before I was a passport bro. Meaning, I was stationed in Japan in 1995. Okay, the passport ideology didn't even exist back then. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do attribute the passport bro ideology, the one that Aaron Ferris came up with. And I don't know what these other pookies put into place. But what Aaron Ferris established when he was talking about traveling and leaving the matrix and starting, overseas, that's what got me into traveling, was what he did. That's what put the battery in my back to say, something, I done had 2 failed relationships, my baby mama, and then, the other girl that I was with for 9 years. I was very happy overseas when I was with my little Japanese girlfriend. So why not, and I'm not being appreciated in the States. I never was appreciated in the States. I've always been considered the corny dude in the States. But when I went over to Japan, I was loved. So therefore, what am I doing here trying to fight for the love and affection of the people over here?
Hey, I told you.
I can leave and go be with some, where I'm celebrating.
Right. Like me, my generation is, and all they want is Pookie and Ray and Chad and Brad, dog.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Pookie and Ray are controlled. That's what people fail to understand. We talk about buck breaking in the blacks.
Crazy. I heard.
Do you understand buck breaking?
I'm like, first of all, man, them people on them buck breaking, they on that LBGT.
No, but it's deeper than that.
Now the women like
I'm talking about the history of it. I'm talking about what they would do on the plantations when there was the strong, intelligent buck who was willing to fight and die, for his people. They would take him and they would tar and feather him, and they would slaughter him right in front of the whole plantation to basically make him an example, to say, you all better not do this, or we're going to do the same thing to you. So that put the fear into the moms, that they don't want their child to be like that guy. Make them strong but mentally weak. So that's where, you know, the Pookies and the Ray Rays come from, because they was afraid of their children becoming strong men to be able to oppose the oppressor. So they coddled their boys and raised their daughters. They raised their daughters to be independent. And that's what created the Pookies and the Ray Rays. But at the same time too, the Pookies and the Ray Rays, they strong, but they mentally weak. And they can be controlled because a lot of them are not productive citizens. And even if they are productive citizens, they're led by their emotions. So all a female has to do is play to their emotions, or if they still don't do what they want to do, they'll just pay that jail card. I'll just call you PO. And we'll just put you back in. Because as I said, a lot of the Pookies and Ray Rays, they got a record. It was funny because I was the girl who I was dating, and it's in the book. She had a brother, and her brother just got out of jail. He just did a bid, and he was able to get with a psychologist, and they was able to get together. And she's over here like low key trying to convince the brother's wife is trying to convince my girl the benefits of dealing with her brother or a man like her brother. And really all it was it all boiled down to leverage. She has leverage over the brother because if the brother gets out of line, all she got to do is just call the PO or call the police. He already has a record. So because he already has a record, it's her word against his, and who are they gonna believe? The person who's never been to jail or the one who has the record? They're gonna believe the one who's never been to jail. So she can easily put him back in if he doesn't do what she wants him to do. And that's really a lot of times what it boils down to with a lot of the females out here. They're looking for the leverage to be able to get what they want out of the dudes. And when they don't have that leverage, that's when they're like, oh, you're toxic. I don't want to deal with you. Why you don't want to deal with me? Because you can't control me. You can't exploit me. I can't get what I want out of you. So therefore, why are we in this relationship? And that's what it boils down to. And that's why to tie it all back into today's topic and the situation, that's why I'm getting all of this resentment from who I'm dealing with, is because they can't exploit me. I'm free. And the same thing with you over there, Avery. You kind of free over there. Because your eyes done got open, so you understand what's going on. But let's see. I done rambled on. Y'all done heard all my business. Doesn't look like nobody else is coming on. You got anything to say, Abe?
I say, hey, you done hit the nail on the coffin, man. You scored a game-winning touchdown. You Tom Brady winning Super Bowls.
I hear you. Keem, you back yet, or you still out? I guess Cool Keem is out. All right, well, don't look like nobody's on the comments. Ain't nobody talking. So I'm going to end this live. Oh, it's 10 o'clock already. So I've been on here for 3 hours. 11 o'clock in Eastern Standard Time. So I've been on here for 3 hours.
8 o'clock Pacific Standard.
Yep. But I appreciate you from coming on. I appreciate everybody who was watching. Charlie Chan, Mr. Peppers.
Salute.
Ronin Travels. Let me see. There was something else that I wanted to touch on. I can't remember. Let's see. What was it? So you going live this Wednesday, man?
Yep. I'll talk to you more about it in the back office.
Okay. You know, since you got the ear of everybody, I think, you know, you're going to get a lot more support, Abe. You just got to stick to it. Everybody loves and respects you.
Yeah, I know.
Like, yeah, I know. He feeling himself. He that dude out here.
Yeah, man. I want to do an intro video. Man, I really don't want to freaking pay $50 a month.
There's other apps on here. You don't gotta necessarily pay $50 a month, because a lot of people don't even want to be dealing with StreamYard anymore. So, you know, that's another thing too. You might want to you know, venture out and see what other apps are out here that are comparable to what you want to do.
I don't know what the regular YouTube look like. The regular YouTube style, like you just hit live. I don't know what it looks like.
Now, the regular YouTube doesn't allow you to have a live panel discussion. That's the problem with the regular one.
So it's almost like you going on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do it. Claim eminent domain and have your people moving. That's a small glimpse into what Nipsey was doing. Anybody still confused as to what he was doing? The neighborhood designed to keep us trapped. They redlined for property crimes if you live by blacks. They depress the asset and take the property back. It's a ruthless but a genius plan in fact. So now we fighting over scraps. Crabs in the barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. They ain't never tell us that. So in the barrel, we gon' act like we act. We can easily get out the barrel if we stand on each other's back. Whoever gets on top, as long as they stay attached, they can pull everybody out. I was doing just that. I told neighborhood niggas to stay close. $100 million on your schedule, lay low. Tell your team to be on point in the places that they go. I never dreamed to get killed in the place that he called home. Daddy's turning 100.
When you get by yourself, that's the real game.
That's a fact.
That's real life right there. By yourself.
You forgetting that we still on here?
By yourself, that's when real life kick in, because now it's just you and your brain and the Lord, and you know. That's how you could tell a real person is when they by themselves. So in the barrel, we gonna act.
Happy's turning 100.
Oh, Lord, all right, I done said everything I need to say. Hope everybody got what I was saying.
Happy's turning 100. If she would have transitioned.
When you get by yourself, that's the real game.
Happy's turning 100. If she would have transitioned.
Once you pass 40, you should already be wise enough to understand these 10 truths. Listen carefully, because ignoring them becomes expensive with time. First, never go back to someone who betrayed you. Cheating is not confusion. It's a decision, and loyalty should never require negotiation. Second, never tolerate disrespect. Love without respect is emotional chaos. The moment humiliation enters, peace leaves. Third, your image matters. The world judges what you project before it learns who you are. Stand tall, stay sharp, carry yourself with dignity. Fourth, never beg for love. If someone wants to leave, let them. Self-respect is more attractive than desperation will ever be. Fifth, make financial stability a priority. Money isn't everything, but freedom depends on it. Work, save, build, protect your future. Sixth, anyone who repeatedly disrespects you should lose access to you. No endless excuses, no emotional discounts. Boundaries protect peace. Seventh, stay away from addictions and destructive habits. What comforts you today may destroy you tomorrow. Strong people don't escape themselves. Eighth, speak less. Privacy is power. The less people know, the less they can interfere. Ninth, work on yourself every day. Read, train, learn, grow. Your life changes the moment you do. 10th, never betray your family for temporary emotion. The right person will never ask you to abandon the people who truly love you. Real love adds strength. It doesn't divide loyalty. And here comes the most important part. Age alone does not create wisdom. Experience only matters when you learn from it. And the strongest people after 40 are the ones who finally stopped betraying themselves.
Got any final words? Right. I'll head off. Avery. Oh, he's on. He got it muted. King.
Yo. Live. Since nobody else is on here, I done ran them all away with my rambling. Yeah, all of y'all looking for that Jerry Springer moment. Nigga, Jerry Springer been on TV how long?
Yeah, but to what? To what benefit, though?
It ain't no benefit. It's entertainment. People like to be.
I'm not here to entertain y'all.
You're not?
Are you not entertained? No, I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to heal, uplift, reflect, and get to building. This is the love dynamic. And that's another thing too. You know, it's funny because I used to listen to this podcaster. Shout out to him, Jason Black. You know, he has in the B1 Brigade. I didn't come from the red pill. I came from the pro-black space. And the people that I listened to was, you know, Tariq Nasheed, and I listened to Jason Black and Professor Black Truth and the Minister. So those was who are all that I listened to. But also too, I would listen to Jason Black, and he would talk about what he would consider to be power dynamics. And, you know, one of the rules of power dynamics, power is not given, it's taken. And he would talk about, you know, being a professional, you know, being an alpha, basically being at your tip-top shape and being the best person that you can be. But why is he telling you to be the best person that you can be? So that you can take power and take control. But I've never grown up in a situation where it was about power. It was where I've always grown up in situations where it was about love, where it was about cooperation. We wasn't competing, we was working together. And that's why our family was so successful, because they worked together. The moment they started competing against each other is when the empire fell. And the reason why a lot of the empires that are successful now in this world is because they work together against everybody else. Now they'll tell you that, you know, they'll cause distinctions amongst the ranks within, you know, their enemy's camp, but they all stay on one code. And that's what, you know, I've been trying to do. You know, I hear it all the time. Everybody needs to get on code. Everybody needs to get together. Everybody needs to work together. So what do? I try to be that which I want to see in the world. But you start to see that a lot of times it's not practical in the world that you're in. So therefore, what do? You go and find another room where it's practical. And that's all I did, you know. But instead of staying in the United States and dealing with people of other races, I went to another country where they had other Black people whose mindset is a little bit different. That's it. And that's how I'm going to end it. You got any final words?
Thank you for anybody that showed up tonight. Tune in next week. Same time, same place. Real Talk with Nate.
Well, I appreciate everybody from talking and coming to the panel. Thanks for Avery for showing up. Thanks for XXX in the chats. And we'll see you all next week.
Got the outro?
You got something? Well, before I hit this, what you want to say?
Hit him with the outro.
Oh, out. One.
The music, nigga.
I heard you. Hold on. It's Darren. Let me stop sharing.
Yeah. The Black Cleaner. Nate's Odyssey. Traveling while black. Real stories. No filters. Follow the journey. Across the world we roam, searching for peace while trying to build a home. Through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth, the Black Cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. Follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. From Panama nights to Cartagena views, trying to understand life from a different point of view. Conversations get deep when the camera's cut on. Talking purpose, pain, and trying to stay strong. Traveling while black in a world full of judgment. Trying to find freedom while escaping the dysfunction. Some people chasing money, some searching for healing. Others just trying to understand what they really feeling. Nate's Odyssey, every episode authentic. Talking real life lessons, people scared to mention. Relationships changing, friendship fading slow. Trying to find your purpose while still learning to grow. Follow the journey. Across the world we roam, searching for peace while trying to build a home. Through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth, the Black Cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. No, follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. Messy love Mondays and them late night talks. Money mindset streams while we question our thoughts. Building abroad but discovering yourself. Learning real freedom ain't just wealth. Black fatigue conversations hit different at night. Trying to carry pressure while still chasing the light. Every live stream feel like therapy sessions, helping people navigate pain and direction. No fake flexing, just honest reflections. Travel stories mixed with life confessions. The beauty and struggle of the global economy. Trying to elevate beyond survival mentally. If you ever felt lost, if you ever needed change, if you ever question life, this journey might feel the same. Follow the journey. Across the world we roam, searching for peace while trying to build a home. Trying to build through the love and the loss, through the pressure and growth. The Black Cleaner speaking truths most people never told. Follow the journey. No filters, no pretending. Follow the journey. Real stories, never ending. Travel, culture, relationships, reinvention, the black cleaner. Follow the journey. Yeah.